Hello. Let us try that again. Welcome to a brand new episode of Direct Link. I'll have to cut off the beginning of that when I edit it later. Sorry. Stop saying slurs, Andy. That's why I keep it on mute. I just wait. That's my vocal warm up. I just go no. That's the Jewish one. Wet. I just love to hit my morning slurs. But yes, guys, gals, everyone in between, thanks for hanging out. Slav, he said second, but I mean, it does look like you beat Dunbar by 5 seconds. I don't know if, and yeah, over here on the chat, it looks like you beat Dunbar for 5 seconds. So again, racism is one. We got Dunbar in the chat. The early ones, yes, if you were watching this later on iTunes, and I see you guys over on iTunes. There's usually like fucking 30 or 40 that listen on iTunes and Spotify and shit like that. So pretty cool. We don't really do promotion. We don't really try. I told you guys that's the year of this is the year of the not trying. This is the year of and putting a pot, because that's what Pat did yesterday. I was saying about not trying. I was being negative. He put a positive spin on it. But this is the year of just following your instincts, brother. It's so funny. I've had so many. I've had a couple TikToks go, and like TikTok and Instagram Reels. I can't tell which one's gonna go. Which one's gonna go where? You know what I mean? Which one's gonna go off when? Oh shit! I'm following 666 on TikTok. But yeah, dude, I did this one where, and I got to be honest, this one was pretty throwaway. But I like. Cause there ain't no better feeling. Oh wait, that's gonna get. So that's like a Luke Combs song, and I was just, I was at the beer distributor, and we were hanging out with some. You know when you hang out with people that you go like, they're not gonna respect the boundaries of whose beers are whose. But then I was like, that's where my head was at. So I was thinking about what you got to do to make sure, because I've been at those parties. Those parties are infuriating, where they don't respect like whose beers are whose. You know what I mean? I hate those parties so much. I hate being around those people. Dude, I remember I went to this one. Oh, but anyway, that fucking I got that fucking TikTok. Just literally, I'm at the beer distributor. I have a funny thought. I post a TikTok, and it's currently at like 20,000 likes and like almost 200,000 views. But the man, the myth, the legend, the big shitter himself, Pat George. How you doing, brother?
Great, man. 10 times better than you, as always.
Hell yeah.
Always 10 times better.
We got Dunbar back, slightly hungover and technically working. M. Fisher. I started reading the Quran the other day. It fucking yells at you. No wonder. That's such a great way to describe a book.
What?
He said the Quran. That's the curvy sword religion. He said the Quran yells at you. It's a great way to describe it. How you doing today, buddy?
Pretty good, man. How about you?
I'm doing pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
I watched a bunch of movies yesterday. I wanted to talk about them.
Okay.
What?
Which ones?
I don't know. Why'd you react like that?
I don't know. It's just you watch a bunch of movies yesterday.
Yeah, a bunch of movies.
I watched the Stranger Things finale, so I'm happy to talk about the movies.
I actually am curious about the Stranger Things finale too, because the clips I was posting, not the clips I was posting, but the clips I was seeing online. Like I saw someone make a joke. They were comparing it to the fucking Linkin Park music video, where I think it's like One Thing, I don't know why, whichever one that one was. And they were showing it here we go. Yeah, this was making me laugh. Like they were comparing it to this shit.
Oh yeah.
But then like you like see it
not far off.
And I gotta be honest, man, that looks horrendous.
Yeah.
That looks really bad. And dude, I am this. I was gonna tweet about it, but then I realized I absolutely have nothing to back this up. Like no evidence. I've just seen people talk shit on the internet, and then I see things, and then I go, yeah, I could see it. Like that's the extent of my research on the topic. But I saw the first person bring it up when they made that new Lord of the Rings TV show.
Mhm.
What's up, my brother? How you doing, Cat Cam? I saw someone bring it up the first time when that Lord of the Rings TV show came out, and they kept going on. They're like, this one cost us $200 million or something fucking insane like that.
Mhm.
And then they show you the most retarded, low effort trailer for it, and like the characters don't even look that good. And then I just start seeing people going like, bro, are these shows money laundering? Like, do they just go like, bro, they're gonna be worth bajillions of dollars, and then you see them and you're just like, I don't know if you need to spend that much. I mean, like the government fucking does it. They do these government contracts, and then the people charge them exorbitant amounts of money. It's like, why wouldn't they do it in Hollywood? And then you see you see stuff, Stranger Things, which they got a lot of money. It's the biggest TV show, and it looks exactly like a Linkin Park music video from the early 2000s. And you're like, brother, I got no evidence to back this up, but you're not helping your case.
It actually looks a little worse. The Linkin Park guys actually kind of look like they were there. You know what I mean? Like it's weird that it's because it's all hazy and cool and special effectsy. To me, you know me, I'm a special effects in general.
Hey, Pat, I know you.
Yeah. We've met, right?
Yeah.
No, it's just a thing where like the special effects argument is always like one of those things where I'm like, if it looks the best it possibly can, you're just effectively watching a really. They're making cartoons look as normal as possible, and I'm just like, but cartoons are supposed to be cartoons. And then you're making it look like Vecna driving. And I'm like, I know Vecna's not a real thing. I already know it's not a real thing.
Yeah.
So you're not like You're not. There's no of the suspension of disbelief. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I wouldn't say you're making a cartoon.
I mean, in this case, it was a very poorly constructed cartoon.
Yeah. No. Well, I guess if we're getting technical with it, like a cartoon has the outset of like being a cartoon. Like with the special effects, it's like obviously no one's. Obviously the like when they make Transformers, no one's sitting there being like, "Is actually a space robot fighting that? Did they actually are space robots real?"
Yeah, the whole world in that case is like, oh yeah, it's just
there's no expectation of the audience to be like, man, they like went to the upside down and like shot that shit there. But I think the thing is to be like, yeah, but it should just not look like a sack of shit and have personality. I also too, I saw some clips from it. It's so funny too because I'm like I was being pretentious and joking earlier, being like we were talking about this on Panties, I think, where I was like, dude, I'm actually proud I don't get any of the Stranger Things jokes. And then you see some of the screenshots and you're like, for a guy who wants to know what's going on and have a hot take, you're like, God damn it, it's tempting me. Now it's like tempting me more than ever. It's the Green Goblin mask just being like, well, put this fucking show on.
Yeah. To me, like the special effects part of it was the thing that like everybody was kind of like lambasting a little bit, or at least going after with that shit.
Wait, did you say glambasting?
Lambasting.
It sounded like you said glambasting, where they're shitting on it, but they're being kind of like gay about it. They're just like, oh, you're gonna put that on Vectrum or whatever his name was.
But it was the weird bloated fucking bullshit. Like you could have done this and if you wanted to, 4 1-hour episodes. You know what I mean? Like there's plenty of time where they're like
they did the whole like this one's hour and a half, this one's 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then one of them like they're like at the end of it they're like there's gonna be a character that comes out and you're like, oh cool, yeah. We've known that the whole time. You haven't been hinting towards it. He's just been saying it over and over again. And now we get to watch him say it to his friends. And then when they say it to his friends, you go, oh cool, they accepted him. Again,
what else were they gonna do?
But this was my thought was when he goes, Vecna showed me that if I told you guys that you would say I was stupid and you hated me, you know, the stuff. And I'm like, he's like, I saw the worst thing. I saw the worst thing. He kept saying this. Like this has been what now? What 5? Is this 5 or 6? I don't know. Whatever seasons.
It's at least 5.
So like it's been that many, and and Vecna has been torturing this kid, since he was a child. And
Yeah.
every single time, he's showing him these visions, and the kid's like, "I've seen the most terrible things," and blah blah blah. His context for most terrible things is, "I'm going to come out to my friends, and they're going to go, yuck."
No, you know, Pat.
Now we're not going to save the world with you.
Pat, you know when your D&D crew goes to the Upside Down and fights monsters and goes to secret CIA bases and black sites, you know what they're then gonna do?
Kills a ton of government.
Yeah, and then they're gonna go through fucking interdimensional portals to fight monsters.
Yeah.
You know what the deal breaker for your friendship is? The fact that you like cock. That's the deal breaker. When you're fighting,
hope they don't make fun of me.
I really hope that they don't think the fact that I blow guys is weird. You're like, yeah, I don't know, man. They're going into interdimensional realms with you.
Yeah.
Are you fucking stupid?
The amount of
just
times...
just from a show standpoint, the fact that you have known the kid is gay since the first season, and you're just like, this is your big moment on his like gayness. It should have been a fucking aside in the middle of season 3. It should have been an aside, and then the fucking kid with the weird tongue goes, "Yeah, we knew. Let's go fight the monster."
Yeah, it's okay, man. Whatever. Like that was the big deal. But the context of the thing I'm saying,
like, bro, we hate you because you're Polish, not that you're gay.
the weird thing is, like, he's like saying that, like, you know, Vecna's shown me the worst things in the world, and I go, like, is that what he's been showing you the whole time? Is that what we've been fighting against? Is because you didn't want to come out the whole time? So we've been fighting this fucking monster, and because you won't come out, this monster is going to keep attacking us. So as soon as you come out, and then you wait till it's too late, and then you do come out, and then the monster's like, too late. And it's just like, brother, I understand that, like, you're hormonal, you're emotional, you're young, you're stupid, but like at this point, you go back and forth from saying, these are the most mature children in the world, to, hey, they're just children. And I go, are they? Or are they not? Are they expert marksmen that can kill CIA agents and fucking and goddamn monsters coming from the Demogorgon? Tackles a full-grown man that's shooting live ammunition at it. And when he's running at the black kid in the elevator, he's holding the redheaded kid in his arms, and he just Spartan kicks it once as it's running full speed at him, kicks him in the other direction.
The kid kicks the... Wait, the kid or the adult kicks the Demogorgon?
Well, the kid that is an adult now, because they waited too long to finish the season.
Oh yeah, but teenager that's actually 20. The teenager that's actually 27 right now.
The 7-foot tall 12-year-old.
Oh, the Robert De Niro in Goodfellas of the group. Yeah, dude, they're all
to age him down.
They're all basically Robert De Niro in Goodfellas. You just see this old, leathery, wrinkled man. They're like, wow, look at that 29-year-old.
I gotta get to math class.
God damn,
flunk me out because I'm just a freshman.
I'll see you at the flagpole at 3:00.
But like,
fellow teenager.
The mechanics and the storytelling is like, okay, so the whole time, the horrible things that Vecna's been showing you, has it just been your gay thoughts, or has it been your regret for not telling your fucking other 12-year-olds that you're actually a gay kid? Okay, cool.
I do respect the broader symbolism of it. Actually goes to show, it's like, hey, yeah, no one cares that most people actually don't care that much that you're fucking gay,
especially when their fucking world is going to get hit by another world, like when they have a fucking wormhole that's going to smash planets. When you're smashing planets, don't worry about feelings at this. I know that we talk a lot of shit about feelings and like media and stuff, like how, and it's mostly us just being like, come on, just get to the fucking action. But in this case, where it's like, hey, we have a half an hour to venture into another dimension, find something in that world, kill it that is supernatural. And just before that, can I just tell you what you made me feel like last week?
Dude, that's why
you didn't trust me, and it's like, fuck you.
Yeah, no, that's why I tapped out on I'm gonna go back to it. I want to read the comics. I want to try out reading the comics, but Invincible. It was a great show for a while, and then it was just like they'd be like, all right, we had a fight, and now we're gonna spend the rest of the episode talking about how that fight made us feel. And you're like, not that, like, because I did like it in the first season, but now they sit with it too long. You're like, because that's, you made the point. You're like, it's not that we don't like an expression of feelings. Expression of feelings is important. That's why a lot of people are insane, because they don't feel that they can express their feelings properly. But when it's like, when you have all these variables of like interdimensional beings and like telepathic fucking children and all this other shit, you're like, yeah, can you kind of do more of that and not just have them talk about how they feel all the fucking time?
It's called Stranger Things. Let's not focus on the mundane things, because it's not called mundane things. It's called Stranger Things. So the alien with 100 heads, let's talk about that guy, not about this guy's feelings.
That's
about
such a good point.
Where like, I just feel like you never really trust me to like stand up for myself, and like, and it's like, okay, yeah, can you just grab the shotgun so we can go kill the
well, and also too,
like,
those are
demons to kill.
Those are the type of all like the if I'm trusting you to express the complaint properly, those are the type of feelings that are like, hey, that's you being insecure. Like every single time, like the whole show is like, the whole show sounds like it's just, hey, you were too insecure to think your friends liked you.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, brother.
I didn't think
hey,
my
brother.
friends would like me. We pulled you out of the intergalactic dungeon that you were stuck in because we searched far and wide. We went against the governments, multiple governments. And but you're wondering if we like you? Boy, boy, how would you know?
So you're telling me the moral of the story is like, hey, it's not always about you, homos.
It's literally not about you. I understand. I'm hey, you know, I'm an ally. I like the gays and the trans. They're cool. Whatever.
Love
do
the gays.
your thing. Great. Go for it. But it's
Love
like,
it.
we're talking about aliens right now. We're talking about aliens and demons and fucking D&D shit and like all this kind of crazy shit, like supernatural crazy shit. Can we just talk about that?
Can I say this? It's 2025, guys. We don't need a coming out scene. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we've had it's I don't know. I don't want to get into a whole other thing. It's like, we don't need that scene anymore. We're good on that. We figured that out. It's way more chill to be gay, and if you're homophobic, people are way meaner to you. We figured that out. Like,
it's about placing. So with me, like I was saying before, like the special effects or whatever, it's the best thing you can do is to do it to where it doesn't look like there's any special effects at all. But unfortunately, that doesn't fucking exist anymore. So with this, so now I need to focus on storytelling. And with this, it started out very interesting, just like every other fucking show in the 2000s. It starts out great, and then they go, cool, we got them all. Now let's fucking drag this shit out to where our fucking 11-year-old has a fucking full beard, and we're going to go like, we got to save 11. Got to get to... And I go, okay, cool. The coming out scene is fine. Keep the coming out scene. Put it earlier. Put it a little bit early. That's not a finale thing. Put it in like when he's talking to his mom outside the barn and they're nice and safe and they're like, hey, now that we have some time to think, here's a great opportunity since my friends are here that I can go, hey, BT dubs, Soup's gay. And they go, whoa, really? And then they go, cool. Now let's prepare for the monster coming. But when the monster is coming and there's going, knocking on the door, and they go, monster, go, whoa, hold on, sit down, everybody. I got to talk about my feelings. And I go, it's not about the feelings existing. It's just the timing in the storytelling, which is so fucking stupid. It's just like, it just goes.
Yeah, wait, can I say this in reference to the timing? That's such a good point, because that's the other reason why. It's not even that it's like, I know I'm saying like, oh, it's 2025. Like, yeah, you can have a coming out scene, but there is the context of it being 2025. There's a context of like, we've known this kid is gay since the fucking like first episode or two. And it reminds me of, I used to watch that show Sons of Anarchy. And there's one season where at the end of one season, you find out someone I mean, if you're going to watch Sons of Anarchy, I don't want to ruin it for you, I guess. It's an old ass show, but I still don't want to ruin it for you. You find out someone kills this lady that the main character loves. And you, as the audience, know who killed that person. And then they spend the whole next season, the main character's got to figure out who does it. And you're just sitting there, you're like, well, I know who did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like it then makes everything a little less meaningful that he's doing because because it's like you got to remember it's like this isn't like real life. This is a
Yeah.
show. So
And
if the audience has information that you're just prolonging someone else finding out, you gotta go about giving those characters that information in a quicker way because you're making the show more fucking boring because when you eventually have those scenes and you have these moments, you're creating more moments to waste the audience time.
Right.
So it's like it's a twofold thing.
Yeah, you're wasting time.
Yeah, it's a twofold thing. You're wasting my time because you're just like, yeah, it's 2025. We don't need this big grandiose coming out scene. No one cares really the same way if a character's gay. And two, we have the information this whole fucking time. So it's just turns into an immense waste of time.
But by the way, why is it only important for this one gay? There is another gay character, and like, and if that's the point, then why, like, at no point does it matter to her at all? And I go,
Which one's the other gay character? I haven't watched the show in a while.
it's the blonde haired girl, Robin or whatever. Her the one that becomes a radio DJ because the radio person leaves, and then they just know how to operate a radio station. That's cool.
Yeah.
No, but they go. The other thing that really bothers me, and it's not like a spoiler necessarily, because it's a main thing in the whole end, or like the whole last season, where like there's this cave in one of the, and that's another thing where they're like, are we in somebody's head? Are we in a fucking upside down? Where the fuck are we? Why does the upside down kind of look different here, but it looks real here? Whatever. And there's this cave that they keep going to hide from Vecna. That Vecna can't enter. He just, like, there's nothing. He won't even go near it. It's crazy. And you're like, oh my God, he's terrified of the cave. That's great. It's a plot point through the whole fucking show where every time they run, they have to get to this cave, because if they get to this cave, then they're safe. And you go, okay, cool. And then this is a little bit of a spoiler alert, but like in the last episode, Vecna is chasing them towards the cave, and then just goes into the cave. He has a really hard time doing it, but then he gets into the cave, and that whole thing about him going into the cave and the reason why he couldn't go into the cave and everything is completely bullshit. It's the whole time he just goes like the whole meaning of the cave and the mystery of the cave. What happened in the cave? Why is he so scared of the cave? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, they kind of reveal it, and then they go, oh my God, that's why you could never come in here. And then they go, and he goes, no, that's not actually true. And then it's just like, he just keeps going to the cave. And I'm just like, what? So like the whole time where they're like, we're safe here in the cave. This is the cave. We're going to, the whole time, he just didn't go in. And it's just so,
it's just because he didn't want to.
Fucking stupid. And it's such a dumb, like, it's so unthought
Well, that's
out.
why. That's why. Because Stranger Things would be science fiction technically, right? It doesn't let. But the problem is, it's like, yeah, but there is a level of autism you have to go into a science fiction show with, because I made the joke on Panties where Stranger Things. Oh my God, bro, I so I kept making the joke being like, Stranger Things is like, yeah, we got to figure out the spooky monster. By the way, it's the 80s, just in case anyone forgot. And then, okay, so, and this guy's gay in the 80s. And like the whole show is being like,
I'm going to play this brand new song because it's the 80s.
It's the 80s. You know, the 80s.
Wait a minute, we already know that song. What?
But no, it's like, because I was making the joke to myself looking at, because I haven't watched it. I've just seen stuff on Twitter, and I was like, did they let Reddit write this show? That's just how it feels. Yeah. And I go like, oh, that's where, I think that's where they fucked up, because to have a really, really good, science fiction show, there is a immense level of autism you have to have. And they wrote it feels like they did Stranger Things to, like, I don't know, satisfy that millennial person that goes on Reddit who's just like, oh, it just gives all the feels, like, and that's why, because that's when you need science, you need to not have loose ends. You need to like have internal logic and all this other stuff, because it honestly goes back to what you were saying, where CGI is getting a lot better now, but honestly, historically, a lot of science fiction shows have been punching above their weight class on CGI. But what they get by is that they have like really tight, very autistic internal logic and complexity to the show. And I think, again, Stranger Things seems, I haven't watched the last 3 seasons, but it seems like they spent too much time on the feels and not enough time on the actual meat and potatoes and plot of the show.
Yeah, they're continuity experts only focused on the physics and science of shit.
And not guns. Did you see the clip? Bro, I dude, the one girl. So whatever that big giant monster is that they're fighting, the one girl with the giant chin, and I'm not trying to be mean. She's very pretty. I saw the clip. She like goes up. She's like, guys, get behind me. And just has a automatic, like just a machine gun or an automatic rifle, whatever the fuck it is. And then she's doing all the stuff. And then she fucking cocks the handle on top of the gun. And you're like, that doesn't do anything. That's just to hold it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so they gave you guys the GDP of a small country and you didn't hire a guy that understood guns.
And this is what I'm saying. It's like the whole thing where you're like, when it's an unbelievable, fantastical thing, they go, well, it's magic. It's a magical world. And then they go, but she's actually a skilled expert marksman with no training whatsoever. And you're what? Really?
I found it. Yeah. Dude,
I think it's that same girl.
This is so funny. Yeah.
The tiniest girl.
The tiniest girl. What is that? And then also too, just I gotta ask you, what's the move when there's the gigantic monster and she's like, oh yeah, we're in another dimension. I'm just gonna use an assault rifle.
Well, they're shooting at this gigantic beast. I'm not gonna give it away. They're just shooting at a gigantic beast that is containing all of their loved ones. So they're shooting wildly into a beast, trying to take it down because it's like I said, it gets really convoluted at the end, and it's really like when I go like, okay, so there's the upside down, and then there's the uppity duppities, or what's the next thing that you're talking about? And they're like, it's a planet that's coming here, or it's got a thing, and you're like, all right, enough. Yeah. Like it's the thing where like easily 4 seasons.
Yeah.
You cut out so much more, like so much more. There's so much more. It's who amongst us hasn't shot wildly into a beast? Hey, that's a great point, Dunbar. Great point, Dunbar. No, I think when they're at the end of it, and like actually there was another continuity thing I saw that was like one of the kids was wearing an Under Armour shirt, like on screen. Like an Under Armour undershirt or whatever, and it's like,
oh yeah,
they're taking them out of one of the tentacled beasts, and they say, and there's just like a fight. So it's like when you are legitimately, when everybody is just apparently phoning it in, at the end of just don't bother. Please just don't bother. There's shows that I really, really, really would like to come back. Like Mindhunter is a great fucking show that I think they weren't going like, it's the 60s, right? But they're just like, hey, who's this Manson guy? And this Manson guy's crazy and all this other stuff. Like they're doing those kind of references and stuff to just remind you kind of where the time frame is if you didn't realize that they're all wearing black suits and using dated technology.
Also it's a show about serial killers, so that's another reason why they would bring up Manson. That's probably more of the reason why they would bring up Manson.
Like, they're saying like this fresh new guy, Manson. You know what I'm talking
about?
Yeah. Like that guy's dead.
Mindhunter was such a bummer because that was like a genuinely amazing show, and then it was one of those where they were like, oh yeah, we're not even gonna let you.
Yeah.
You
bring fucking Stranger Things back, and that's what I'm
the
saying.
idea
like, you're
that
not telling a story here. They were telling a story.
The idea that like Netflix doesn't have money for Mindhunter, but they have money for like 100 Chinese guys doing push-ups the show.
Yeah.
Like what? Like come on, man! Like
Yeah.
you made like you literally like for real.
Yeah.
It's like
Chinese
we
guys
can't
doing push-ups.
we can't make Mindhunter. These Chinese guys have to hang from parallel bars.
How are we gonna know how long all these Chinese people can hang on to this bar?
We need money for season 7 of Strong Chinese.
Well, and then we need the scripted Chinese push-up show too. We need the one that's scripted where
Chinese push-ups.
And it's just like Chinese push-ups.
We need money for Chinese push-ups. Germ in the chat. What's up, brother?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, it's like Mindhunter was so good. You guys literally put out 10 new shows a week. Like why?
Shave half of this season of fucking Stranger Things. You're gonna make the same amount of fucking money, you dumbasses,
brother.
And then just fucking put it into Mindhunter. That's literally that's got to be the same budget.
You can edit out
the BTK, man. I wanted to see the BTK season.
I want BTK. Okay, BTK. This also too. If we're nitpicking, I saw someone point this out. There's something like, again, I don't know the context, but she like jumps in. That jumps in. Cool. No, it does look cool, but like jumps into the monster.
Yeah,
and then like
into
probably going to be, and the floor is covered in sand.
No, this is what I was trying to say. The convoluted part is like Vecna is in there, and he's like a part of the mind flayer, and it's just like. Okay, but then so she jumps in there, right? So she's in there fighting Vecna. This is the part I was talking about. And they go like, we all have to shoot at its weak points. They all know weak points of a fucking mind flayer, this intergalactical being that, whatever. So they go like,
they play D&D. They got a.
I was just gonna say,
idea.
yeah, I know. I was saying it as I go. I'm like, they actually probably are knowledgeable of a mind flayer.
Oh no, I was being sarcastic.
I was being a dick, but then I was like, as I was saying it, I was like, you know what? Actually, they are familiar with mind flayers. That is one thing I cannot argue. They are effectively nerdy.
To be fair, they have the mind flare knowledge,
but they don't think about like physics. All of the children that have been captured in the town are in that mind flayer, helping to power it, right, with Vecna. Yeah. So they're all in there, and they go, we gotta start shooting at this thing. And you're like, but it's containing literally every person. The reason you're here is to save those children's physical bodies alive so you can take them back to Earth.
Yeah.
Including 11. So
yeah. So we should shoot.
So
well, don't worry.
Do is surround this and shoot wildly into it.
Well, don't worry, because all there is Nancy with a gun. And I don't know if that's gonna I don't think.
Hold on, let me get ready to pod.
I saw that clip and like someone said it on Twitter and I go, yeah, right. But someone goes, they're like, how did she think that was gonna go? But like, what did she think she was gonna do?
If it exists, or if it's an outtake or something like that, but it's just the amount of people that are just casually watching the show, going, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Why are you doing that? What's that? What are you doing? It's like you're not supposed to take us out of it by so many crazy, stupid fuck-ups.
God, this looks bad. Sorry. By the way, I found another clip from the fucking show, and I'm like, yeah, so you found there's a monster the size of a town with the whole town inside of it, and you're just going to do a fucking 1v8? Like, we're just going to see 8 teenagers fight it? Like, it's so boring. Oh, and then also, I noticed a bunch of this. This is what I hate about, you know what it is? Because it kind of, to me, it goes back. It goes back to no. This is a shot. This is a real person.
They're like, Bobby, look to your left. Nope, the other left.
But I mean, anyway, sorry. Your CGI point is making me very autistic. But how are you gonna get pretend shit in movies?
That's what I'm saying.
It can be a cartoon, but it can be. Okay, you can't do Stranger Things practical.
You could do more. You could definitely do more of Stranger Things in a practical way.
Sure, but I'm just saying, it's like your point that it's a cartoon. You're like, yeah, it's pretend. You're gonna do you do
I'm,
mov- you
exa-
do
I'm
shows about
exaggerating for humor, but it's literally mostly animated in that picture. Most of that stuff that was happening in that picture just now was fake as fuck. So it's like I don't mind CGI. I don't mind it. But it's like when you're walking down a real road and they go CGI, a plane flies by. That's
yeah.
fucking perfect. Great. Make that
No,
happen.
that's
But
what
when you're like,
that's
I'm living in a green room and I'm going, okay, now act scared like a fucking claw's coming at you. Build a fucking claw. Shut up. Build a
that's
goddamn claw.
no, that's the point I've always been trying to make. Is like, no, it just your complaint is that it looks like shit.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, it's just so when it's so much, when they add so much of it, and they don't put the thought or consideration into it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
it
I
looks,
also do agree with you in the sense of I think CGI is what like killed the horror genre. And
Mhm.
people are realizing that because a lot of horror movies right now, they're realizing like, oh, horror's way better with practical effects.
Right.
It's way better the more practical effects you use and the less horror, but
That was the whole thing with
or the less CGI.
with the Ed Gein thing when they're talking. Like the part of that series was Alfred Hitchcock introducing the fact that like telling a story about a real person, not a supernatural thing, not an element like that, but a real live person that is crazy evil like that
Yeah.
is it like so. I like the horror movies that I like the subtle supernatural. I like a subtle supernatural, something like It Follows. Perfect. Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where you're like, you only have to suspend disbelief a little bit to say, what if there really was a curse like that?
Yeah.
And then other than that, you're just in a real life world where everybody's going, what's fucking wrong with you? You're like, the fucking crazy things. And you're just like, it's such a real life, rooted in the real world story and supernatural evil that it's like, no, that's not real, but
Yeah.
it kind of makes it feel like it could be. Same thing like Psycho or anything else. Nothing in this makes it feel like it could be even a little bit real because at every single point, I can go like, oh, they're just walking. I know they're just walking through a green studio right now. You didn't even build a
Well, and it goes
an
back
upside
to
down Hawkins. You know what I mean? Like you
well,
just built it in a computer.
the problem too. It sounds like plot wise, it sounds like they are just total disregard to the internal logic of any good show needs. Because that's always I love bringing this up. It's always my biggest complaint where you go, like say like. You point out something in Stranger Things where you're like, oh, that wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? And you're like, yeah, you know what else wouldn't happen? The rest of the show. And you're like, yeah, I know. I'm aware this is pretend. I'm saying the world that they set up, they broke a rule. Yeah, I go, you have to set up a world with internal logic. And if you break that logic, I'm going to point it out and not like it.
Yeah, there's
know
a
what I'm
Russian
saying?
prison that cannot contain a Demogorgon. They have to have armed soldiers at all point to contain one Demogorgon, and none of these Russian soldiers at this Russian maximum security prison or any of the inmates can contain this Demogorgon, right? But if it's running at an 11-year-old, he's going to Spartan kick it right out of that elevator. And you're like, bro, you set up the
dude, the more we're
set up the logic.
the more we're talking about it, the more I'm realizing it's like they got lazy. It sounds like they got lazy, didn't want to like do the hard work, and they go like, you just want to jingle dad's keys at him the whole time?
Yeah. They're
Like, you just want to jingle the keys? Because all of this looks like key jingling. Like all of this just looks like them trying to jingle some fucking keys, dude.
I will say in a positive sense, like look at that. That's a lady standing in a room acting at tennis balls.
Again, which is fine, but like to me is fine. It's just make it look good and not like don't look like
a Linkin
shit.
Park video.
And also, this is the other point I wanted to make. It's like you have all this crazy shit, and honestly, this looks so fucking boring. Like that's what I hate about like leaning on the whole telepathic shit, because then it's like your fights are just like, and you're like, guys, we all have to a little more so we can beat the monster.
Oh yeah, but no. Hey, everybody together. Furrow your brow more.
Everyone. Wait, I gotta
taking a big shit and you can't reach for something. You can't
I got a little bit
and you're
more.
taking a big shit. That's the acting.
I got a little bit more. And you're like, oh, yeah.
Oh, cool. We beat him. That was close. That
Thank
was an
God.
epic battle.
Thank God we just. And honestly, too, that was the reason. And I know you guys are Harry Potter heads over there, so I don't want to be disrespectful. But even in
It's
like
the
the
same.
Harry,
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It's with magic or something like that. It's the same thing, but they just add a lightning bolt out of it. And
bro,
you're like,
every
oh,
Harry Potter movie would end with two wizards, and they'd be shooting a beam, and one would try to
wait,
beam a
I forgot my
little
wand.
harder.
I got my wand. Hold on.
Yeah, and then it would just be like
Wow. And they just throw their fucking wand. They go, wow, that was crazy.
That was crazy.
Oh, dude, Derek, that sucks. Oh, man. Oh, no. Brother, what is it, Monday? Come on. What are you doing, bro?
That's hilarious. It's literally Friday.
Guys, can somebody donate to Derek so he can get a new vape? That's honestly, I feel like he deserves that.
Bro, he's right. It's the South Park episode. Sorry, yes, we can. If anyone can all donate so we can get Derek a new vape, that would be a great charity campaign we do. But yeah, dude, it was the South Park episode with like the telekinetic people or whatever. They're like,
yeah. I want to do so. That's going to be a new theme for Fridays. We're going to do comment section crowdfunding. So we're everybody in the comments. Derek, drop your fucking what's it called, Venmo or Cash App in the comments, and everybody just can if you could just donate to Derek so we can get a new vape. Literally $1, $2, something like that.
Everyone needs to help Derek get a vape.
Comment thread crowdfunding. Let's do it.
Derek, what's the Venmo, Derek? We should do that every week. We pick one person like, yo, Johnny needs a pizza. Yeah. Johnny really wants some Domino's.
And honestly, Derek, you are our first recipient of this charity. And so by the end of the show, if we can get Derek a new vape, we've done our job. So drop the Venmo. I'll donate.
Oh yeah, this was one last thing with the Stranger Things when I was watching this clip while you were talking, because I wanted to bring up more visual examples, but it was they're just really harding, and then I go fuck yourself, slingshot.
Also, did you notice that they had Molotov cocktails they were throwing at it too? They're just throwing fire at this, like one 16-ounce bottle of like
she just threw it.
You know what I mean? Like that's the girl. That's the other gay one, by the way. Never came out, but she's gay. We all know it, and she's dating a girl, and they're having a relationship, and it's conflict. She's still conflicted with it. She's still having relationships and friendships, and it's not tying up the story. So, like, I don't understand how they can do it with her, but not with him somehow.
They're like, well, they're like, girl gays are hot, boy gays are gross.
Yeah, boy gays, we need to explain. Girl gays is like, yeah, it's just a phase, whatever.
Also, yes, flamethrower. That's probably super helpful from long distance.
Right? Yeah, they're on a mountain right now. Like if you get close enough.
This one bugs me.
Yeah.
The fucking
you know he's a Fortnite skin. They're all the 4 children Fortnite skins. That's crazy.
Yeah, I saw. But no, it's fine too, because like in Fortnite they had the Simpsons skins, and then they were like, oh, Bart and Lisa are too short, so they did this like thing where they're piloting robots. But it's like, don't worry, the Stranger Things kids are full grown adults, so you don't have to fix anything.
Right. Yeah, it's just it's just nuts. Like
but yeah, this one too. Just it's like, yeah, so this monster's the size of a town. I'm gonna stab his toe.
I can reach its toe.
Like what? Like what's going on, man? Yeah, and they're just both a little too hard. None of this logistic. Yeah, just a shotgun. Like I'm just gonna shoot that with a shotgun.
Yeah, and it's also like they don't
like he's. Like, how is the torch getting to him?
Yeah, it's just like, it's nuts to be like, yeah, we did it. We defeated the intergalactic beast thing or whatever.
With
the like the centuries, like the timeless aged, again, intergalactic weird beast thing that it just doesn't. It doesn't really make a lot of sense, but like again, I will say, and this is and I do mean this. I know I've talked a lot of shit about that. A lot of the storytelling. To be honest, I liked season 1 was great. I liked season 2. I guess I thought it was pretty cool.
Those are the two I watched.
I think 1 through 3 were good, and then they should have probably tried to end it at 4. But I know that there was like a pandemic delay. I know
What?
there was it was a 9/11. It was like a 9/11, but like for everybody in the country.
Oh yeah, it was Sniffles 9/11. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So but basically they had like those delays and stuff like that. But it just feels like when they start doing this shit and they have like a 17-hour last season, where they're cutting it up into 50 minutes, 2.5 hours, 1 hour, 1.5 hour, blah blah blah, and you're like, all right, cool, cool, cool. You're wasting all of our time.
Thank you.
You're
That is
wasting all of our
why.
time, and I to me, this was just a thing where I'm like, I want to, again, like you said, I'm somewhat invested at this point. I hated season 4. I think I kind of hated season 3 too. I can't remember
Yeah.
exactly, but there was a
No.
lot of it where I was like, I'm just invested now, and it's at least fun enough to like say, oh, that's stupid, that's dumb. Why is it dumb? But this last season was so fucking egregious. It's
Yeah.
like you're doing it right in front of us.
Doing
You're
it right
just
in front of
taking
us.
our fucking time, and you're taking our fucking money.
Wasting my time, because that's really, especially too, I think about it way more now that I'm 35. I go like, brother, I don't, because there's part of me, like the podcaster in me wants to watch Stranger Things so I can know everything and have a very complete perspective so I can shit on it 100% properly. But then the 35-year-old goes, no, I'm not letting you waste that much of my life. But because that's the big thing, like, and it's not to say, brother, I talked about it before. I really enjoyed Killers of the Flower Moon. I literally just watched and I do want to talk about this a little bit later, but One Battle After Another. I just watched that last night. I don't mind a long ass movie or anything like that. But when you have a fucking TV show and it's like 8 to 10 episodes, and the episodes are like, oh yeah, this one's an hour and a half, this one's 2 hours. I go, you don't respect my time. You don't respect my time. I go,
Black Mirror
brother.
started doing that. Black Mirror was like that.
Yeah. Black Mirror gets away with it a little bit because they basically put out like 6 movies every season, but still, it's like, watch it.
The last 2 seasons have been like,
Yeah. Well, they've switched to, we need celebrities and we need to be cheeky. And I go, can we go back to the president might have to fuck a pig?
Hey, oi, what about a werewolf? And you go, no, we've done werewolves. We don't.
Yeah, can we go back?
Is it like a digital werewolf? No. It's just a werewolf, and you're like, ugh.
Yeah, you're like, no. At the end of a Black Mirror episode, I should feel sad and scared for the future of humanity.
Thank you.
Every
time.
I shouldn't watch it and go, Selma Hayek's so funny.
You should show us a. You should show us a. Hey, take it easy, okay, please.
I'm just saying.
That's my backup.
That your backup?
Yeah, if this one doesn't work out,
you just like, Selma, I need you, baby.
Bro, I tell you what, that gives my wife such a boost. She loves hearing that Selma Hayek's the backup.
Yeah,
but it's also like understood that like I can definitely pursue Selma Hayek, right?
You also understand that would have been the first if it was an option,
right? So yeah, exactly. Selma Hayek is very funny and very cool. You're absolutely right and smart.
The point I was trying to make earlier.
We got it in the chat, bro. We're all on the same page. You gotta come to terms.
Selma Hayek's funny and cool.
Don't come
smart.
at the queen.
And I got to be honest, she gets me. Pat,
it's nothing about her tits. You're absolutely right.
Nothing about her fat Spanish tits. It's nothing about that. It's nothing about that accent that anything she says is gonna make me pop. She could ask.
No, it's about spooky computers.
Could I get a cup of sugar? And you're like, God damn, I love you so much. Oh, the point I was trying to make, I go, guys, we figured it out for a TV show. The episode is an episode of TV show is either 21 minutes, 44 minutes, or an hour. I don't. It's like, if you're gonna hit me with 8 of them, I don't need this like. Sometimes it's 90, sometimes it's 120 minutes. What the fuck? You're like, no, man, we figured it out. Stop wasting my time. That I do. That was a huge reason I tapped out of Stranger Things. I really felt like they weren't respecting my time. And to me, like, that is like a bigger art, like, conversation, in my opinion, in art in general, is like, if I get a sense that, I want artists to be weird and introspective. But like, once it starts to be too self-indulgent and masturbatorial, I go like, oh, you don't like I don't know, man. Like whenever I made music or whenever I like whenever we do a good podcast, I'm always like, oh, they're gonna love this. Like that's a big part of how I feel. And I know I'm not like an artiste like these fucking people, but like whenever I was in a band, I go like, dude, this is gonna sound sick live. Like that was always the fucking thing. And when you have yours, when it's just for you to be like, yes, we're the best show. Look how fucking cool I am. Look how big that Demogorgon kid is. Look how gay that kid is.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, I don't give a fuck if you don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're not going to put in the effort, I'm not going to be, I don't even know if it's, I guess it would be technically if you do hate something and watch it, I don't hate it, watch it to hate it. I watch it in the hopes that it'll get better. And I really do that. And I've done that with a couple shows. Dexter was one of them. Because I loved the first 4 seasons so much, I'll probably watch any Dexter franchise no matter what. Because I love Dexter.
Have you watched the new ones?
The first 4 seasons of Dexter is the perfect fucking show ever. And if they would have just stopped there, it would have been fine. Or what I wanted was the trial of Dexter. I wanted a whole season of where like you're gonna go over some murders that you didn't even see in the seasons. But then they're also going to have it's the perfect way to end that series is to have the fucking trial of Dexter where he gets put to death or something like that. But they ended up doing, way too many seasons and stuff like that. The books are fucking sick as shit. But
wait. Did you watch the newer Dexter shows?
I watched the one. I don't think I watched the one. I haven't watched the one with his kid. Or
okay,
where it is his kid or young Dexter.
Yeah.
I watched young Dexter.
The only reason
the one with his kid though.
Have you watched Young Sheldon though? Because that's basically the same thing.
No, but I did kill that
kid. No, but me and my friends found that kid and shot him in the head.
Yeah,
no, Steph is obsessed.
Parody.
That's gonna look bad when they find out I killed young Sheldon. He's an adult now. It's not weird. No, Steph's a hardcore Dexter fan, and she feels the same way about the main season. But she did tell me that a lot of the there's 2 new shows they came out with in a movie. She's like, on the whole, they're all pretty good.
The one with his, there's one season where he has a kid, and his kid lives in this town, and he's just living in this Pacific Northwest town and all the shit. It was pretty good. I thought that for a show to come back with with that kind of version or whatever, they ended that really well. The end of that too was pretty cool, but it was kind of underwhelming, and it kind of does. It's such a good I love the fact that they came back because viewers were so outspoken about how much they hated how they ended the show.
Yeah, that's what Steph told me, that it was just abysmal ending to an amazing show.
And they did a great job. By the way, they did a great job. In this new version of it or whatever, when they brought it back and did all that stuff, they did actually do a good job to end the Dexter version. But then they did I haven't watched Young Dexter yet, but it's a very good, that one. I think there was True Blood I liked. Again, I like the world, but I will never say that it's a great show, but I watch every season. I don't know how rewatchable it is, but I don't know if I hate watched it, but I watched it in the hopes that I would like it as much as I liked the first season.
I mean, Steph just watched it for the 10th fucking time, so it's very rewatchable. Well, apparently,
like that show. I just hate a lot of parts of it.
Dude, we play this game at our house where we're watching a movie, and Steph will see someone and go, he plays a blah 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 in Law and Order SVU. Or she goes, you can see her tits in True Blood. Yeah, that's the game we play at home.
That's how I was introduced to that lady from the what's the guy's name? Daredevil series, Deborah Ann Wool, the redheaded lady.
Oh, is that?
She's blonde in that show, I think, but she was red in True Blood. If you look her up in True Blood, I was because that's what it was. It was just hot chicks and dudes. Just fucking hot chick and dude vampires and werewolves fucking. It was it was a great fucking show. I really liked the show. It was all the fucking humans in it, all the human drama that I was just I couldn't fucking care less. It reminded me so much of why I loved the X-Men cartoon, or X-Men just in general, the series is the fact, or the franchise, I guess, is the fact that like the politics of it, like where they're like, this is
Yeah.
the story of True Blood is basically it's based in Louisiana in the bayou, but it's
Louisiana.
also like vampires and werewolves are like fantasy creatures. Vampires in particular are exposed. They're brought to light, and they are now coexisting with humans. So True Blood is a synthetic blood drink that they are making to try to kind of make sure that like humans feel safe and they can coexist with vampires. But
Yeah.
it's essentially it's an allegory for like integration into like southern towns and stuff like that, and it's about being exposed to like the others and like, what are you doing here? But I'm like, but I can kind of get on board with this one because it's a fucking werewolf and that's terrifying. But you're like, but they've lived here the whole time and they haven't really fucked with me, so why should I be scared now that it's like the perfect fucking thing to like bring over to like it's like a real life. It's so rooted in that. So and then you get to see a bunch of hot fucking vampire dudes and chicks fuck, and you're like, perfect, beautiful. This is a great story.
You see some titties and a girl going, "Isn't racism bad?"
And then they go like, hey, we need to tell this other subplot. Human crying.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sad because my mom's an alcoholic. There's fucking werewolves to deal with. Like, what are we talking about? Alcohol. Shut the fuck up.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, no, that's you reminded me too, because everyone always does the same thing with X-Men, where they go like, it's about, they always do the comparison, which I 100% understand why. They do a comparison between the civil rights and then gay rights and stuff like that. Like Kevin Smith even had that whole Evening with Kevin Smith bit on it and stuff. And so everyone tries to co-opt the X-Men, and then there's literally like interviews with Stan Lee, and he's like, they're like, is the X-Men about civil rights and being gay? He's like, nah, I just literally got tired of origin stories.
This is a good
so he goes,
I get tired of origin stories.
Dude, legitimately, he was like, I wanted to make a comment. He's like, I got tired of writing origin stories. So and then he's like, the rest of it just kind of developed, because he's like, that's what would have happened if X-Men and mutants were real. Yeah. But yeah, it never started as this like civil rights, gay rights allegory thing. He was like, yeah, no, I just decided I hated origins. I got tired of writing origin stories, and I was like, they're just like that.
There's this is so funny. I forgot about that too. The main character lady, Suki, is Lost in the Sauce. Fucking brought it up. Suki was like, I can't remember.
Suki Stackhouse or whatever her name is.
Yeah, Anna Paquin. Know her?
Yeah.
Bro, she got so naked in this fucking show. It's crazy.
She doesn't really do shit anymore.
Right. She kind of need to.
She kind of like made her money and fucked off.
I know you can't. You probably, even her in her little like, that was a hot costume for a while. That was like a hot girl costume for a while. Suki Stackhouse.
What was the costume?
It was literally short shorts, a white tight shirt with like, I'm pretty sure no bra, and some small natties.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Dude, that just reminds me, we watched so I've been hanging out with Steph's family all week, and we were hanging out with my sister-in-law and her husband, and then they have their daughter, my niece, and we were trying to figure out like, what's a movie that doesn't, because she's 8, everything she wants to watch sucks ass. And I say this as like,
I know what you're talking about. I
see her, and the warmth of love fills my body. I want to spend every moment I can with my niece. She's such a beautiful person. Everything she wanted to watch sucks ass. So we're trying to find, and then we ended up watching Mean Girls, which I think is a great movie. I think Mean Girls is always a good watch.
That's a great movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Mean Girls. And she wanted to watch Mean Girls, and I was like, cool. It was actually kind of funny. At one point we tried to, so Mean Girls is over. And then my niece goes, this is where I immediately was like, I'm not even going to give you a little bit of like leeway. She goes like, that was so good. Can we watch Mean Girls too? And without hesitation, I turned to her and I go, what? Absolutely not.
What does it mean? Is there Mean Girls 2?
Yeah, they made a sequel. I forget if it's Mean Girls 2 or remember a couple.
Oh, they did a musical, right?
Yeah, remember when they did the remake and didn't tell anyone it was a musical?
Yes. Dude, brother, that was so confusing to me because I was like, okay, so Tim Meadows is in it, cool. Tina Fey, I think, was also in it too, right? It was like a couple reoccurring characters, but
Yeah.
the main characters are different. But it's the same. It's just the same story again, right?
It's
But it's a
like a
musical now?
remake. It's like a remake, but it's not. And it's also a musical, but nothing in the trailers told you it was a musical.
Yeah, that was
But
not,
yeah,
bro. That is a great point. I was so deceived by that. I wasn't going to see it in theaters, obviously, but I was just like, why are they making as it's a reboot? I was like, that seems pretty early, and I always do that. And then I find out Mean Girls came out when I was like fucking 10 or something like that, and I'm just like, oh my
yeah,
god,
we were
I'm so
all
fucking old.
yeah, we were all like in middle school or high school when it came out.
But it's like you see that, and I go like, it's a musical. Why don't you call it Mean Girls the musical? Or something like that, it was so
No,
crazy that
well,
they
because
were very misleading.
it legitimately putting out a Mean Girl, because Mean Girls is like a like everyone likes it more or less, but it's not one of those
don't know
like
anybody that doesn't like it. Yeah,
exactly. Like everyone likes Mean Girls. They think it's a good movie, but it's not like, like when they were like, oh, we're remaking Dune. You're like, oh yeah, because CGI is way better, and then they ended up making it look. You're like, that makes sense, and
there was a reason. Yeah,
you're like, what do you have to? Like, what do you have?
Tim Meadows looks exactly the same as he does in the old movie.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, so it's 20, whenever it came out, 2024, 2025, you're like, it's also not like long enough that you're like, yeah, we really need that Mean Girls nostalgia. And then, like you just said, to then go to not like let anyone know it's a musical is also insane.
Yeah.
Because like that makes sense. Because that's what everyone was doing. They were like, why are they remaking Mean Girls? It makes no sense.
We all turned into Sebastian. Why would you do
Why would you do that?
Whoa, you so drunk.
Oh, yeah, Sebastian.
Oh, baby. Hey, baby.
But yeah, no, so my niece goes, we should watch Mean Girls too. And I've never said no quicker. I was like, absolutely fucking.
Honestly, I probably, what's so funny? Once I found out they deceived me so much, I completely blocked that out of my head. That's probably on a streamer. I'm going to watch that. I want to see what that's all about because I liked Mean Girls a lot. And I don't like musicals, but maybe I do hate watch. I had no idea. But like, there's just certain things that I definitely watch and I don't like. But I thought it was I watch them in hopes that they're gonna get
better. No, it's technically not a hate watch, but it is a hate watch, if that makes any sense. Because it's like, if you don't quit early enough. I think that's your problem. Yeah, you hold on to hope too long, and I think that's why you get so mad at stuff.
But no. Do you know why I do that? Can I tell you seriously why I do that? And this is something. Okay.
No. Sorry. All right, guys, Pat's off the show.
Honestly, of course. I told him he had one question this show, and he already used it, and that is crossing a line.
That's the Larry David in me. It's like when people go, "Can I ask you a question?" I go, "I mean, I don't know why you're wasting time.
Do it either way.
Just do it."
No, it's when people go, "Can I ask you a question? What is your favorite?" And you're like, "Well, I mean, let me answer the first question."
My favorite too is like, "Can I say something?" I go, "You just did."
Oh, Jesus. You're a daddy-o. You just did, knucklehead. Hey, Hungry, I'm Andy. Nice to meet you.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Pat had a good run. And, sorry, I have too much. I have too much power. I'm drunk with power. Also, IPAs.
The movie, not the book, because I don't read. You know that.
I did sound like
The Mist. What?
I did sound like Little Nicky. Sorry. Yes, The Mist. Go ahead. I apologize.
The movie The Mist. It's a Stephen King book, but it's a movie by I don't even fucking know. Terrible movie. It's one of the worst movies I've ever. I hated almost every minute of the movie.
Oh, dude, most Stephen King movies suck ass.
Right. I was like, but I was in a group, and I'm not going to be the one. I'm like, we're kind of having a fun time joking about how shitty it is, right? And we're sitting there, and brother, the last fucking 5 minutes of that movie.
Wait, what is it?
The best 5 minutes of a movie
really
I have ever seen in my life.
Wait, what's the mist? It's like the fog is scary.
It's the fog. There's a town. I don't know. I think
Is
there's
it
a writer. I think there's a writer from New England.
I was gonna say, is
I
it
think
is the
going to a
town in New
town
England?
that looks like it's from 1963, and then no, he's
every time Stephen King writes a movie, he's like,
oh, shut up, Lost in the Sauce. You are on my fucking shit list now. That ending is the greatest ending of all time. I will tell you the ending.
Whenever Stephen King writes a movie, he just sits there and he like looks around and he goes, "So a writer, fuck,
an alcoholic, damn it,
god damn it." In Maine, shit.
Yeah. So The Mist, I hated the movie, the whole movie, but it's not unbearable. It is like you can watch this and just be like, Jesus Christ, this thing is boy oh boy.
And I feel that way about a lot of Stephen King movies because Stephen King makes a cool world. It's just the people making his movies don't know how to put it on a screen.
Yeah, and it's like and I'm sure there's a lot that's lost in it, but The Mist itself is what?
I'm sorry. That
is a good point.
I never even thought about that. He looks like an evil Who. Dude, he does. He's got Whoville face.
but so there's a mist that like there's like these alien bug things that are from another dimension traveling through the mist that like if you go into the mist they're gonna kill you and eat you and stuff like that. But they can't like come out necessarily.
You got to go in.
Yeah, you have to go in. So
does the mist travel?
It's like it like takes over this town. So it's like a fog. You know, like when like the Illuminati plants fog in your town because there's some kind of weird cover up happening.
And you realize the skies have never been that gray.
Yeah, you've never even seen weather like this before.
Yeah.
So the mist comes in, and then like they go like this guy who is like traveling through this town. Again, the story itself is pretty interesting because this guy's just traveling through this town. The mist happens, so he gets stuck in this grocery store with all these fucking people, and like then it becomes the thing of like, what do we do? Okay, one of us is gonna go out, and then oh my god, he gets thrown against the window and dies, and they go, you see one of the beasts. It's like it's a very predictable kind of like as they're going, you're like, what the fuck? Very stupid.
Yeah.
But. So I will if just you
spoil it.
It's a 2005, I think.
Spoiler alert on the mist. Spoiler alert on the mist. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Spoiler alert on the mist.
At the end of it, right? Fucking the guy. I think it's the Punisher guy, the original Punisher, Thomas Jane. I think he's the star. And it's him, a lady, and his kid. And his kid, his blood biological kid. And I believe the lady he meets in the mist or in the grocery store and like they escape with her. I believe. Or maybe it's a friend. I don't know. But there's the lady, him, and the kid. He's driving, and like they get out. Somehow they get out of the mist and they're going, but like they're just there's nothing. They're seeing like the mist. They're assuming the mist has gone through all of like everywhere and just like decimated it. So like there's nothing left, and so he runs out of gas on this road. He has a gun that has 2 bullets in it. And he goes, oh, man, like, what am I going to do? And he's just like, there's 3 of us. There's 2 bullets. I'm going to do the noble thing, and I'm going to have to shoot this lady and my son so they don't suffer. And I'll die in the mist. So he's the car. You don't see it, obviously. You just hear pow, pow. And, like, he gets out of his car. He's decimated. Now he's going to walk the lonely road into the mist. And then all of a sudden a military truck drives up and the reinforcements are coming in.
Oh.
And everything's fine.
Yeah, that's crazy. God damn it, that's nuts.
And it's just like, and I go like, oh my God. I watched that and I was like, I am so glad that I stayed until the ending because that was painstakingly bad.
Yeah,
like it was not painstakingly. That's in comparison to how good the ending was. I was like, man, the rest of it you didn't even fucking try. But like the ending, that ending is like this moral fucking dilemma where he's just like he was like, I don't want my child to suffer or get like torn to shreds by these beasts.
No, I get that. Yeah, I've been there before. I remember I remember I tapped out of Walking Dead season 2 because the first half of season 2 is very fucking slow and kind of sucks ass.
The farm, right? Isn't that the
Yeah,
farm?
they're on the farm, and
Yeah.
then I remember talking to Lemaire about it, and he's like, "Brother, just." I remember at the time it was the craziest sentence I ever heard. He goes, "Brother, he's like, just give it 9 episodes, and it'll get you back." And I go,
No.
"No."
9
But then
episodes is too much to ask.
But then I did, and when you get to the mid-season finale of season 2, I don't know if it was 9, but this was back when shows would get like 20-episode seasons. And you get like halfway through, and you get to the mid-season finale, and if you haven't seen The Walking Dead, I won't spoil it. But like some shit happens, and you're like, "What?" And then like second half of the season is cooking, and I go, all right. And like that's honestly ruined me on a lot of things because I go like, dude, you might have to give something 9 hours.
That was the thing. So I watched the or as far as Walking Dead, I was somebody who had read all of the comic books up until that point. I was somebody that when the show was announced, I was like, this is insane. I'm so fucking excited. And like so like when it started coming out, I knew what was coming. So I wanted to see how they did it in the show. So like I was already invested, but I will agree with you. That was kind of painstaking. I don't know if that was the prison or if that was the farm.
It was
like,
the farm.
There was like one half when they started doing the prison. I was like, cool. Prison's cool. I love the shit that happens here. I want to see what they do, what they don't do. I loved it. I thought it was great. Again, that was another one that was like great up until like season 4 or 5.
Yeah, no, because after they left
that one main character died very tragically and crazily after surviving.
Well,
like
after
so dramatically
after the prison after they left the prison, I go like, oh, I figured out the formula of the show, and it made me not like into it anymore because the show was like, we got to survive. Ooh, we found a village. Are they gonna let us in? And then they're like, they've let us in. Well, there's newcomers. Should we let them in? They let us in. We should probably let them in. We shouldn't have let them in. And then it's like
that's what I'm saying is like,
and then it's like we have to find a new area, and then they kind of remix it a little bit, and it's like, oh, they're trying to steal it from us. But yeah, the whole show turned into, we found a place. It's nice for a minute. We've got to defend the place. Oh, we didn't defend it properly. We got to find a new place.
Yeah, instead of it being water world, it was land world. Where like just every once in a while you're gonna find a renegade, somebody that's gonna like either be beneficial to you or evil, and it's like okay, and you're like instead of like it's a thing where it wasn't even necessarily them coming up on a community and then finding out. It's just like every season became they're gonna come up on this community and then they're gonna find out something horrible is happening at this community, and it's like and it's just like then this community, but then it's when they started to even splinter more into. Like this community has a guy who has a tiger as a pet, and this community has a guy. They're the wacky talking garbage people, and then there's and it's just like it got to that, and like even then I was in and out. Like, but like after I think the way they handled the character Negan was like what they could have done compared to what they did with that character was like. Oh, this is just so you can sell fucking advertising. You know what I mean? Like if you did this, like the amount of people they were supposed to be fucking killing in that show, like they were not killing people at a rate like they did it in Game of Thrones, and people lost their fucking shit. And it's like, yes, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to fucking continue the storyline.
Yeah.
In the medieval times or whatever. I still don't understand if Game of Thrones is supposed to be Earth or another realm or what, but like people die brutally, and it's crazy. And it's a zombie apocalypse, so it's like they're just like the thing you're talking about in season 2 is like, yes, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like, oh my god, they killed that person.
It's that's a really interesting observation because it reminds me of problems that happen with wrestling a lot of times where they like we have this character, he or she is really good, and they get afraid to move away from that character. And it's like, no, you guys have to have the confidence to like build up a new character and bring them in. And it's like they struck gold with Negan. There was just, that I forget the dude's name, but he's an amazing actor, and also the same thing happened. Every cringy dude, you were like, oh, I'm gonna dress like that for Halloween, but I'm gonna make it look really realistic, and I'm just gonna be the guy. It was the guys who dress up as like Joker for Halloween were like, I have a second costume, and
the governor was another great, way better in the comic and died way more brutally. But like because it's on AMC, even though it's a zombie crazy apocalypse show or whatever, like he died crazy. Michonne fucked that motherfucker up.
Yeah. I also the other thing that no, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's why even when that show was happening, I was like, I really wish this was on HBO. I just wish they could go that little bit further. I don't need the super I don't need like crazy coarse language or anything. Like you're already showing blasting heads off all the time and people getting bit and cut up and shot in the face and all this other shit. So like just move it over. And by the way, really good show because of practical effects. Greg Nicotero, bro. Like this is what I'm saying is that was a great thing. Like the first episode of Walking Dead is a great, I think, zombie movie. I think that's an incredible zombie short film. Is the first episode of Walking Dead. And it's like I was very familiar with a lot of the storylines and stuff, and like I didn't know how they were gonna do that. I watched Dexter first before I read the books, and I found out how much they didn't do in that. And I'm telling you, man, I feel like they could have done it, and it would have been fucking even crazier, and I would have been a bigger fan of the show. But I understand sometimes you have limitations. But it's after they killed that second really big main character, I think in season 4 or 5. And after that, when like people were like, I'm never watching again, they panicked and were like, well, we're not going to do that anymore. So like they're going to be like, oh, maybe Rick got sick and he had to go to the hospital. And they're like, blah, blah, blah. He's not dead though. He might be back. And it's like, bro, you gotta do it like they did in the books. That's what made it popular is the continuing cast of characters.
I forgot, dude. That was the day and age. They don't do those shows as much anymore, which I think is fine because it kind of like it was a thing, and now, you did that thing. Let's move on to new shows. But like that was a big thing like 10 years ago. Who's gonna die this episode? Right. That was like
they could do that was like Euphoria.
That was a Euphoria is just who's gonna OD today.
Fentanyl. Like you're telling me fentanyl can't strike Sydney Sweeney's tits? Oh my god, they killed Sydney Sweeney. What the heck? Like
she's got too much tit meat. It'll completely dilute anything in her bloodstream. There's just too much tit meat.
Filtered out the fentanyl.
I wanted to actually make I saw a comment earlier. I tried to save it, but I lost it. But someone said when we were talking about True Blood, they said it was like the best girlfriend show.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, in the running for one of the best girlfriend shows. And I say this with all confidence, Sex in the City. I remember that would be one where, because people say dudes do this with Real Housewives, and it's like they do where they kind of go like, what's this bullshit? And then you sit down and you're like completely invested in the drama. And it's like, I did it to laugh at it for a little bit, but after a while you go like, these actually are every season of Real Housewives is like, what if the 8 worst women in this state were together? And it's like, this is like an actual, like, I actually do I think CJ Landry brought it up on Panties one time where he's like, I do think it like fucks with ladies' brains if they're just watching the 8 worst women in Potomac in fucking New Jersey just argue with each other.
Yeah.
But Sex in the City truly had that. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say no, just to finish up the Walking Dead thing. Somebody said Lost in the Sauce said they saw the main characters in ABC Liquor, or I'm assuming ABC a long time ago. Oh, maybe ABC the company, not the liquor store. that's how white trash I am. But they're saying that I ran into fucking Rick from Walking Dead in like I think we were driving somewhere in Jersey or something like that. And he was like driving across the parking lot, and I was like, "Holy shit, is that fucking Rick?" And I was like, and I like rolled my window down, said something. I didn't take a picture with him or anything. I just told him how much I liked his work and shit like that. And he was like, "Thank you very much." And he had the big gray beard and shit like that and everything. Like, it was fucking nuts. Like, I'm assuming they were shooting something out there for one of the spinoffs or something. But it was like, it's nuts how like How you can just run into him. You're like, that's what they fucking. He looked like Rick Grimes. So I was just assuming he was shooting, but it was like one of those things where it's like, holy shit, that's actually him. But so sorry. You were talking about Sex in the City. I just wanted to say that before we move too far past it.
But anyway, yeah, Sex in the City, I believe, is for me top tier girlfriend show because it was the epitome of like, what's this fucking bullshit? And next thing I realize I've watched like 3 or 4 episodes with her because they do the thing where it's not like, because like it's basically if like Real Housewives didn't go full retard every episode. Because the problem with Real Housewives is it's just like every bad instinct a woman has, just like encouraged to the nth degree.
Yeah.
And then because that is the interesting thing where in Sex in the City, they like the women are represented in a very real and honest way, but they're not just like full retards the whole time.
Yeah.
They're actual like real people. But I don't know. But it's there's something about Sex in the City where it's like the characters are actually interesting, even though they're kind of shitheads from time to time. And I do think a lot of girls, you know, the same way people watched, you know, Scarface and we're like, yeah, man, I'm gonna be a big badass entrepreneur just like that. And you're like, no, maybe finish the movie.
First you get the money, then you get the women, and then that's it, right? That's the end.
You get the money, you get the power, you get the women, and that's the end of the movie. Honestly, dude, I think Sex in the City might be girl Scarface. Now that I think about it,
yeah,
it might be girl Scarface. But yeah, I just always thought, you know what? I'm trying to break it down because I haven't watched the show in a while. I just remember something about it. I would be locked in every episode. Also, I know she gets a lot of horse-faced allegations, but people don't show enough love for her rocking tits.
Watch go to
Sarah Michelle. Was it Sarah Jessica Parker? Sarah Michelle Parker. Sarah Michelle Gellar was hot, but I think she had tiny titties. Sarah Jessica Parker had some awesome tits and a great body.
Her in Mars Attacks. She's beautiful.
Really?
Yeah. She was Michael J. Fox's girlfriend. I think she was a fashion reporter that ended up getting all of the interviews that like with the special scientists and all this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a show that when that was happening real time, like if we had HBO at the time or anything, I would watch that for possible boobs. So I would like it's like it wasn't necessarily. I don't think Dom necessarily fucks with that show. I don't know if she watches Sex. That might be one of the only shows that she doesn't watch.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Like, there's boobs. There's definitely boobs. I don't remember if there's an overwhelming amount of boobs. I think True Blood definitely bodies it with boobs.
I had a crush on the who is the brunette lady?
Yeah, she's definitely like she's like the cutest one of the show.
And who was the and the slut? The slut, Kim Cattrall.
Oh, I forget her name.
Kim Cattrall.
No,
yeah.
I'm saying I don't know.
Miranda? Is she a Miranda?
I guess what I'm trying to say is you could say any name and I would not be able to let you know if that's the answer.
There's also a mannequin. But she was the one that was like fucking Raiden. Remember? She was dating Raiden for a while.
Yeah.
And then the original Raiden from the cinematic universe. And then but like I remember there was one episode that like I was flipping through HBO or whatever. And I was like, again, I think it's because it says Sex in the City, and I was always like, oh, like real sex? And I was like, oh no, it was that show.
You are right, Kim Cattrall.
Yeah, and it would be, and then she would. There was one episode that I like stumbled on, and she was holding a mirror to her vagina.
Yeah,
it's like, let me see.
Yeah,
it's like one of those things where like they were shooting it, like she's like this, and I'm like, I don't know why that was so crazy hot to me. Obviously, I know why, because it was a woman looking at her own vagina.
Vaginas are cool too.
Yeah, and it was like a thing where I'm like, yeah, that's what we've been seeing this whole time.
I just realized you and Steph have very similar. Sorry, that made me laugh. First.
Nobody else said it.
No one else said it. He got you before. No, you and Steph have very similar viewing practices. Because now I'm remembering the Sex and the City remake. Steph would give me updates every week where she's like, "It's so fucking bad. It's so," and I go, "You can stop watching it." She'd give me this look like, "No."
Yeah.
Why
would I do that?
Because you nah, man, I've been noticing it's very hard for me to like, especially with TV shows and shit like that. It's very hard for me to finish a show if I'm not like into it. I always find it interesting how you can like stay on board the whole time. I mean, it makes for better entertainment when we're talking on here, but just from a pure enjoyment level, I can't stay locked in on a show like that for that long if I don't like it.
Well, that again, like that, when they get it right every once in a while, you know what I mean? That's the fulfilling thing. Dexter was a thing where I was just like, in real time, Dexter is a show that you're like, oh boy, what the fuck, what the fuck, and then the payoff is usually kind of fun or satisfying. Like that's
Yeah.
what they did for a long time. It's just that system where like shows give up after what four seasons or something like that. Then they get
Yeah.
re-signed usually to new deals, and then they're like, well, I'm gonna want some stipulations. I'm gonna want my own office. I'm gonna want this, and I'm gonna need an assistant. And they're just gonna go like, I don't know. They play D&D, and then the monster from D&D comes to life. It's the 80s. Did we say that yet? And then you know what I mean? Like, and that's just like then everything becomes an afterthought. So
Dude, I wonder if Stranger Things had the same problem Game of Thrones had. Because like Game of Thrones' problem was that they they got too big, and I think the actors were worth too much money, which is so ironic now because it's like they're all still working. All the actors from Game of Thrones are working, but it's like besides Dinklage, who's doing like a big movie or a big show? I always feel like that was the biggest show in the world, and like everyone on Game of Thrones is like turned into Gerard Butler, where you're like, oh, he's doing. Is that legal to put on here, dude?
Sorry,
But
she was
no,
just
every
being fully
actor,
human.
every actor is on like the Gerard Butler path, where it was like, oh, you did that one movie where you were the biggest guy in the world, and then you're like, he just kind of like pops up in things. He's not a bad actor, but
Yeah.
they just haven't had that thing that like goes off. I know the one Jamie Lannister dude was in that movie where he got in a fender bender and then over time became the head of the Aryan Brotherhood. That one, it's a good movie, but when you like zoom out and look at the plot, dude, it literally, I forget the name of the movie, but it starts off, the guy's Jamie Lannister. He is Jamie Lannister in the movie. No, it's the guy who played Jamie Lannister. He's out to dinner with his wife and two friends. They have a little too much wine, not like hammered, but just a little too much wine. And they get in a car crash. I think his like friends die or something. And then he gets sent to jail. And then jail is jail. And so he keeps having to do jail things to survive.
Yeah.
And by the end of the movie, he is the head of he's the head of an international white supremacist group in all of the jails. He has to be in maximum security prison. And I go, I really do think he probably could have just kept his head down and been out in like fucking 12 months.
Or he was always a liability, and that car saved a lot of people's lives on the outside because he was about to snap, apparently. If you can be turned that easily, you are probably actually, that's the one time where I'd go like, you know what? The system might actually work.
Yeah, maybe they do need you in there.
Like, I think if you go to prison, you become a bigger prisoner or a bigger criminal. It's kind of like one of those things where you're like, I know that there's survival for sure, but then there's also like, I don't know, maybe you just weren't tempted enough on the outside.
Yeah. Dude, I got to tell you about my movie night last night.
I
watched a bunch.
Take a piss real quick?
No, not at all. Go take that piss, brother. Oh, man. Thank you guys and gals for hanging out with us today. This has been a fun stream. God, I hate when he takes a piss and I also have to take a piss. So while he's taking a piss, it's like the only fucking thing I can think about. Wait, let me see. Oh yeah, I gotta get a new battery for my mouse. Dinklage's best role was Death at a Funeral. Oh yeah, wasn't that the one where they made like an American remake for it, like only a couple years? like they made the American remake only a couple years after the British one, right? Yeah, because the American one, yeah, they basically did a British one with all white people and one black guy, right? Or something like that. And then Chris Rock made one with all black people and like one white guy. You got a patch for these pods, Andy boy? No, we do not have a page currently for this shit. You guys can, you can just send us money if you want to just Venmo me and Pat money. But yeah, no, we don't have a Patreon set up. You know what I mean? We already do. Go sign up for panties if you want to contribute. Because the more we make on there, the more we can pay ourselves out, and then we can pay Pat more to Pat Deuce. It's a good time over there. I actually really want to see The Mist now. The way Pat described it, I I feel like Pat's way better at articulating what happened in the fucking shit. I don't know, man. I'm trying to get better at it, but it's why I feel like I'm better at the like jokes and stuff like that. But I'm trying to get better at it because it's like I'm thinking about it now because I want to talk about One Battle After Another. But it's like I'm good at watching the movie and I'm like, that was the most fucking amazing movie I've ever seen. And it's like, well, what happened? You're like, just a bunch of crazy shit. I feel like I'm not good at articulating it. I'm bi-weekly. I'll send you some slut money next week. I'm on PITM. Thank you, brother. Hell yeah. All right. My time. I was telling them you're very articulate and stuff like that. I'm going to go piss too now.
Cool.
Be right back.
I'm articulate. Yeah. Hey, guys. How's it going? Yeah. Sorry. I'm just going through some of this. Kosher pussy tastes better. Got it. Yeah, the One Battle After Another, I'm assuming is what he was just talking about. So that was one. I saw that too. It was on, I don't know. It's a very interesting story. Really pretty unique characters. I don't want to get too into it. Obviously, he's not here, but like, it was a thing where I'm like, I'll be honest though, I don't understand. Like it was a fine movie. It was a good movie. It just wasn't like one of those ones that like it didn't knock my dick into the dirt. So I'm wondering if maybe it's the subject matter that like got people's engine revving so much, or if it was more just the fact that it was a well thought out story that they told. I mean, it was it was pretty unique. I would say it was relatively unique. I think it's just anything that's better than, and I don't know if this is one of the movies that he watched either, but as long as they just, like, enough with the fucking Knives Out movies. What's going on with the murder mystery movie themes that they've been doing? It's just such a strange, because it's so, like, it's like a thing where you're watching it, and to me, all of the tension and all of the I don't know. All of the anticipation is just taken out of the story because I know they're gonna solve the crime. And then like the thing is, especially the thing, I think somebody that like, because there's people that are like fans of that franchise. I don't know if that's a book series or something like that too, but it's a thing. People are like, well, the second one did suck. And I'm glad to see that so many people did say, even fans of Knives Out are like, yeah, the second one definitely sucked. The first one was like, okay, people were like, whoa, this is crazy. And it's like, yeah, it's a murder mystery dinner. It's just a murder mystery dinner, just made into a movie. And it's like, there's cool because then they just have a bunch of actors and a bunch of actors do their fucking actor thing. And like, it's just, I don't know. It seems like a big jerk off fest. All of them. And like, mystery is better in the book. Okay.
Jerk off it? We're jerking off?
I said One Battle After Another. I thought it was a fine movie. I thought it was a good movie. I don't understand what is like what's blowing everybody away so much about it, but I think it's because it's such a good storytelling thing. And I said anything's better than another fucking. They made another Knives Out movie, and I'm like, and people are like, "This was pretty good." I'm like, "It's just Murder Mystery the movie. You know for a fact they will solve the mystery at the end. It happens every time. It's like Marvel movies, but like with just they took the Marvel
Yeah.
movie model of essentially of like have this crazy elaborate storytelling thing. And in the second version of Knives Out was the mystery was we lied to you. Like it literally it was like yeah, it was
Really?
literally they said like, "Oh, she never does that. She never does this." And it's like, "Well, I mean, she does have the key." And it's like, "You just lied.
Yeah.
You just lied to us. It's like
Yeah,
it's
it's
not a
like
mystery.
the
You just lied to us."
yeah, it's like the prank
So it's the same
videos
thing.
where they step on a black guy's shoe and they're like, "I pranked you." You're like, "No, you just ruined my shoes."
Yeah, so it's the same thing where like this they made another one and like even fans I didn't realize that there's fans of that's like first of all they're making it a franchise which is nuts. But like there's fans of the franchise that even said the second one sucked ass and it's like, yeah, they all kind of
Well,
do,
so
but it's like they're just
fans of the I'm glad you brought up fans of the franchise because that's my only beef with
yeah.
Knives Out is I like because you need I was thinking about this funny because Daniel Craig's in both of these, but I was thinking about how like I was watching like some of the James Bond movies and some of those movies just kind of start and you're like in the middle of a story and it's like it's not going to be this overarching big sort of just contemplation on life and it's not going to be this deep thing. It's going to be a cool fucking story and but they're just done a little bit better. It's like I don't mind, like I guess what I'm trying to say is like I don't mind low stakes throwaway movies. It's the audience that always drives me crazy because it's like there's something about I get this vibe from the people who watch like Knives Out. They have this almost energy of like, can you believe this? And you're like, I can. I absolutely can.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, but like I don't know. I get what you're saying. I personally I don't get too much. I don't have beef with throwaway movies. I think throwaway movies are nice. I think they're nice to have a low stakes. There's nothing deeper than what's actually happening.
I think the issue I'm having is they're trying to like again, they're franchising this thing. They're turning this into so it's like
like a bigger
you're
intellectual
having
property.
a 3 franchise film series of throwaway movies of this thing of like none of it actually matters or really it's just the fact that this guy goes, "Hey, I'm Daniel Craig and I'm going to talk like this in this movie now." And you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, fun. It's Method the movie." So everybody just comes
No.
out and goes, "Well, even though I'm Sharon Stone, I'm going to be a Puerto Rican." And they're just going to go and you're like, "Okay, cool. We're all just having a fun time, aren't we? We're just being characters. Tell me what the ending is. Just get to the fucking ending."
No, dude, you're making a good point because there's something to because you're basically describing like Fast and the Furious because it's like they franchised it. But the thing about Fast and the Furious, it's like it knows what is it. It knows what it is. It's going full retard from the jump. Knives Out again has this like
Ooh, it's
no,
a
we're
thinker. It's a who done it. It's like no,
yeah
you're just
yeah
shitty like star fucking.
Yeah, that's what's in. That's I watched the first one and I liked it, but it didn't like blow me away. But that is the vibe I get from the whole Knives Out series. What was your? I'm very curious because, like I said, I watched one battle after another last night and I fucking loved it. What was your beef with it?
It wasn't necessarily a beef because again, I think like everything else, that movie ended up getting overly hyped with me. Like, you know what I mean? Just from what I'm hearing about, "Oh, this is an amazing film and blah blah blah," and like people just saying like, "Oh my god, I just saw it. Holy shit, it was awesome!" And I was like, "Wow, this must be great." And then, and then I'm watching it, and I'm like, it's a unique perspective on a familiar story. It was my takeaway. Was like a thing where you're like a thing
Familiar story.
in the sense that I feel like this is a story like I can't think of an exact example of like a thing where like this exact scenario obviously happened. That's what I'm saying is like this is a unique perspective of like to put it in a political sense of like these radical people are caught up in a moment, they fall in love, it's like they're young, they're fucking dumb, they like that all is the same thing. It's kind of like what was the movie with the pretty guy from Barbie but he was on a dirt bike. Pretty guy dirt bike.
Is it the what happens in the woods stays in the woods?
The
Whatever the fuck it
shallows
was
or
called.
the hollows or
Something place beyond the
place beyond the
pines.
pine. Thank you. Yes. It's like
Yeah.
that. It's like one of those things where you're like, it's just kind of like a sad, weird story. But I liked the characters in it. I just thought like some of them were a little cartoonish. Like the character Sean Penn played. His name was like Sergeant Hardnose.
No, it was Lockjaw.
Like, oh, and you're like,
but I don't know. It's such a funny well, first off, what did you say earlier? I've seen this before, or they're doing this. I could respectfully, I couldn't agree with that. I couldn't disagree with that more. The idea that this plot has been done before, I couldn't disagree with that more. It's like story wise, it's incredibly.
Well, there
unique.
is a young criminal in Ryan Gosling who has a baby with a lady, then dies, and then the baby's raised by somebody else. Like it's like there's another story with Tom Holland and another guy in this like small town where it's like this weird. It's like a thing where like, it's in this particular thing, like it is like them having to go out of hiding and like go hide. I don't know what I can give. I don't think I can give anything away. We just talked about Stranger Things and that came out like 2 days ago.
Well, yeah, no, that. Well, also Stranger Things sucks ass, so I don't give a shit if we ruined.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin the story because, like, again, I think it was just.
It's also the end of the pod, so if people want to tap out, they can. So, and I'm not gonna try to ruin it, but there might be accidental spoilers.
I think the positives for me were like where in a story where like it's kind of a roles reversed bummer story where like young lovers, they fall in love, they have a kid, things don't work out, they're fighting all the time, the guy leaves, the mom has to continue to work on the kid's so young and doesn't know the difference, maybe has a different father, but then the other father comes back into the life, and like it's like that, but then they changed parts of it enough to make it an interesting new story. I thought it was a good movie, but like people were going like it was like I don't. What about it?
Well, can I say this real quick?
Did you like love
it? Well, here, that's what I was going to get to, because I was thinking about it too, where like, because afterwards I was like, yo, Paul Thomas Anderson's so fucking good at making movies, it's retarded. Because then afterwards I watched a little bit of There Will Be Blood, and like, I hear what you're saying, but like you could kind of do that, like what you're doing right now, you could kind of do that with a lot of movies where if you kind of like zoom out, you know, it's like you could do it with like rap music. If you zoom out on a lot of rap music, you can go like, yeah, it's just guys talking about their dick and money and guns and women and how they're cooler than everyone else. It's when you start to zoom in and you start seeing the differences of like, this is how he talks about his dick, and this is how he talks about fucking bitches. That's when you start to appreciate the process more. I will say this though, the fact that One Battle After Another is basically about left-wing terrorist organizations is incredibly unique. I don't really know how many other movies like hit that topic. I see where you're saying structurally you can see some similarities. I'd have to go watch those other movies to see what you're saying. So I hear you on that one, but even then it's like I guess you have a point too on like plot wise when you zoom out. It's like, you know, they're doing this thing, they got caught, they got lost in the sauce, and then now people are trying to come after them and they're trying to avoid them. I get how that is you know, some shit that we may have seen already. So I hear you on that. I think where I'm coming from, it's like if you just really watch how, and it's similar to why I loved Weapons so much, how they go about telling you this story. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, whether it goes to like the camera techniques. Like, do you remember like little stuff like at the end where the cars, like it's the three cars chasing each other and they're doing the camera shots where they're going up over the hills and they're using the perspective to create like, oh, he's getting closer, he's farther away, he's closer, like things like that. The fact that they were doing, did you ever see the movie Birdman? you know how Birdman there's just like kind of drums playing and stuff through the background to create like forward momentum, sort of like
It's like a
emotionally
play.
and
It
shit like that.
looks like it reminds me of like a play. Yeah.
Yeah, they do that. They do that a lot. Where like, dude, the scene where Leo like basically post popping out of that pipe when they're trying to attack his house, and then Benicio del Toro. That's who
Yeah.
it was,
By
right?
the way, his character
Yeah, and
was fucking awesome. I loved his character. Yeah,
cool,
both of their. By the way,
dude.
both of their character. That's what I'm saying. Is like the thing where it's like.
What?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say when he gets arrested at the end of the movie,
Yeah.
it's just the I'm
And
like,
he's like, "We gonna
I
take a
do
DUI or a sobriety test." He's like, "No, nope."
nope. A few no, and then they go, well, actually,
Yeah,
that's
a
a
few.
great moment. That's a great moment to highlight the point I'm trying to make, where it's like the way they go about it, like even something as simple as like, how many beers did you have? Just the way he expresses himself, he goes, a few
Yeah.
small ones. It's just such a unique way to be like, yes, I've been drinking
Yeah,
and driving, officer.
he was in
So
prime Benicio del Toro. Like I loved his character. Yeah.
yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to say is like the execution of telling this story was so fucking like brilliant, and it felt so good, and it never felt like it slowed down, and it had like amazing momentum. I thought
Oh,
the characters were super interesting to me, and they felt very
I,
real. Like these are the actual people. I'm not watching actors. These are the
the
people. What are you saying?
Christmas tree party or whatever the fuck he was trying to join. What the fuck was that?
What do you mean?
They called they call themselves the Brothers of Christmas or something. What was the organization he was trying to that he was willing to kill his daughter for?
The Christmas Adventurers
Yeah,
Club.
like I don't. That was a thing. That was such a strange name that it like took me out of it because I was like, what couldn't they say that they had to say that? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like it sounded like they were trying to make a reference to something. And same thing with the guy being named Lockjaw. It was just like you couldn't make him like Sergeant. Like I don't. Lockjaw just feels like a weird. I don't know. There's certain parts of it that kind of took me out of it, but there was so many elements that I loved of like Leo DiCaprio, his character just not being good at anything anymore. Like he didn't remember when he didn't
Yeah.
remember the code, and he got so mad at the guy, and then he saw the guy later on, and like was like. He's like, now apologize to him. He's like, yeah, motherfucker. He's like, you, like that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like him just trying to be just like a solid dad was such a cool, refreshing thing. And honestly, a weird through line I'm noticing because you brought up There Will Be Blood, and I was like, another one,
It's the same
yeah,
director.
another one where a child was left orphaned and then taken in by another person, like the other person in a different prefix.
No, no,
But it's like,
yeah, but no, I was acknowledging that. Like, I get what you're saying when you zoom out. That like, because again, you can do that with movies. Like, if you zoom out, you realize there's like 10 different movies at the
Yeah.
end of the day. I guess my thing on it is execution wise, Paul Thomas, like even with There Will Be Blood. I watched it last night and I forgot. I go, no one talks for 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So like that's the thing. If you zoom out, you can definitely make it seem like a bunch of other movies. But when you zoom in, you start to realize Paul Thomas Anderson's a fucking genius and how he does things and how he
See,
I will say too, I like him. I like his stuff for the same reason. I like besides just the filming style, the same reason I like Scorsese is every time you watch Scorsese. Now, Scorsese has the benefit of most of his movies are based off of a book, but you watch his movies, and one thing I love about Scorsese is you go, oh, he does his fucking research. And that's how. Now, I guess technically I don't I don't know enough about left-wing terrorist groups or drilling for oil to go like, oh, he got that right. But you can just feel while you're watching it like, this feels accurate. It feels like he nailed this.
Yeah, I think that is the thing is like when it's like stuff like that, like to say, because I've heard words like that, and like I want to be clear, like I thought it was a good movie. I don't think like I wasn't sitting there going like, oh,
yeah, you just didn't get your You didn't get your
Right.
dick blown
And
off like everyone else
that's
did.
the thing
Yeah.
is like
No, that's fair.
is like I'm instead of me saying like having to explain why I think it, because it's like we both know that there's elements from other films and everything, and that's not necessarily the critique I have. It's just the fact that like it's not like you're right, the theme of it being the left wing terrorist group and all this stuff. It was the her interaction with fucking Lockjaw. That was the weird things that I'm like, what? I don't understand this. It was her character was so weirdly chaotic at times, and then like at all time, really, just the whole time in general, I guess. Like the fact
Yeah.
that she was, drinking and smoking while fucking pregnant and all this shit, and like, and Leo was always a pussy. Do you know what I mean? Like he even didn't go up to her and say
Yeah.
like, "Hey, please don't do that." But it's also like she knew who the baby was. I don't know. It's just a weird thing where it's like there's elements of the story like the mom never ever reemerging ever again. I did like that, but it was also like, well then I don't know, like it's it's just kind of it's a weird thing where like the not that there was like like parts that left it un like confusing to me, like that I didn't get, but it was just the weird parts where like how fucking rock hard he got for this liberal chick and how much he was like,
Well, I mean, but that honestly, like, I mean, there's a reason that when they hold Republican conventions, the activity on Grinder goes up. Like that is a theme where it's like someone who's so outspoken is basically, that's why they call all these people grifters all the time, because they're like, you act one way in public and then you act a different way in private. We talk about it all the time. We say everything, everything's wrestling. So
and
I just
and
think I think sometimes too they kind of they go a little bit outrageous because it's like they kind of heighten it to make it a little bit more fantastical just for the sake of the movie. Like I remember watching I watched a music student critique what's the My Time? What's the fucking movie called with the drummer?
Drumline.
Drumline with Nick Cannon. Yes.
Fuck, I can't remember. Damn it.
My
I've not.
Tempo, Max Teller, or what is it? What is that his
Yeah.
name?
That should be enough.
My Tempo movie.
Yeah, what the fuck? Teller is definitely his name.
Whiplash.
Okay,
Whiplash. Yeah, I saw a music student being like critiquing it, being like, yeah, it's pretty accurate to music school, but I got to be honest, like he's being a little dramatic.
That's
I go
the movie
in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
movie. I go, yeah, in the
Right.
movie. So yeah, I think there's a degree of it where you got to go like it is a movie, so they're probably making the character like because that's the part I have fun with. I like watching, not to be depressing, but it's me. But like I like watching movies because like real life and like normal people can be like kind of boring sometimes. So like movies give you these over the top characters. But I also see it from the other side. If a character's too over the top, it's why another movie I wanted to bring up, we watched Face Off earlier. It's why Nicolas Cage's character in Face Off is funny, but you're like, this person would never exist in any reality. Yeah. It's like too out there.
It's not a real person. I think the thing is like with that's what I love. I do like the regular characters in these movies that are doing like I said, Benicio del Toro's character in this movie is great, is perfect.
It's the coolest dude
because he's a Taekwondo instructor, martial arts instructor. I don't know if he's karate or Taekwondo. I can't remember which one.
I just made all this Taekwondo.
But like every time like he comes into a studio,
dude, them calling him sensei the whole movie was so fucking
that's
funny.
What I'm saying. Like,
just like Leo spazzing going sensei,
because that's how like he like that. I've seen that dynamic before of like adult men talking to jujitsu instructors that are like their same age or younger, but saying sensei. And he's like, and my friend Jeff, who was the instructor, was like, you don't have to call me that. You can call me professor, I guess. He's like, but like, don't call me sensei. He's like, that's weird. My name's Jeff. So like,
yeah,
it was but like, that's the thing of like his thing of like, that is those two characters are very thought out. Like those two characters together are so thought out because they're both like, he is a parent of a kid who trains at that dojo, and he was coached. I'm sure at one point to say like, it's Sensei. And you're like, oh, I'm so sorry. You're right. You're like, hey, like,
Well,
I'm surprised when he ran in, he didn't go. I think at one point he did say like, hey, the mats, or something like that. And I was just like, bro, yes, that's a
yeah.
great point. And then there's other points and other things that I was just like, that didn't like, I enjoyed those elements of it, the actors in it and everything. But like, Sean Penn's character was crazy cartoonish. And
Well,
the Christmas Adventurers Club was like, what is this? I don't understand what that
see,
reference is, and that kind of took me out too. And it
so
was like, I feel like you could have called it literally the Brotherhood,
so
anything,
I
you know?
appreciate, but here's the thing. So the same way you understand dojo things and like you appreciated that, I actually loved them calling it the Christmas Adventurers Club because being into the conspiracy shit, having an interest in secret societies, that's what they came off to me. Burping, brother, I podcast with you too much. I learned from the best. Hey man, don't be mad at me. You're wearing off on me. But
Christmas Adventure.
Christmas Adventurers Club, being into like the secret societies thing. One thing that always stands out to me that I've joked about it before. I go, they're all theater kids that are just willing to murder children. Like that, they're all theater kids, and like so the way they're going about it, the way they're like calling themselves the Christmas Adventurers Club, because that also too implies like there might be like a double meaning, and then also if they get this, but that's fine though.
But like, why?
That ambiguity's fine. Like you kind of like build in it, you kind of like sort of mull on that and be like, kind of try to take what they're trying to say. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't mind that it's a little ambiguous, because also at the same time, there has to be some meaning behind the fact that you called it something specific as Christmas Adventurers Club.
And that's what I'm saying. Is like, it's so specific. Is it a branch of the government? Is it it's a secret society, but they're meeting in a conference room in a fucking office building? Like, it's like, wouldn't they be meeting in a secret thing somewhere? And it's like, there's so
can I say this real quick?
You're building this huge thing, like the Christmas Adventurers Club, and it's like, what the fuck is all this? And it's just like, they're meeting in a fucking, like a stock unit.
This is what I'm realizing, the difference between you and me. Everything you're saying now, and I sit here and I go, yeah, that's fun to think about. Like all that stuff, I go like, yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I think it would have been like, it could have been something so much else of like, I don't know, like you haven't had any involvement with a terrorist, like you're up for this big promotion, you know, like, I don't know, we're gonna do this, we're gonna make you head of the CIA or something. You haven't had any involvement with any terrorist organizations, have you? You haven't fraternized with anybody, and they'll be like, well, and then same thing. There you go. Then you have the same plot point. But he's like, no, I'm going to go to this goddamn accountant's, like this office space set, and sit down and go like, anyway. And they're going to go, hey, you want to be the part of the Christmas Adventurers Club? And you're like, oh. They never even abbreviated it. Like, you know, the CAC or something like that would have been that. There you go. Do you want to be accepted to the CAC or not? Like Christmas.
Yeah, no, I gotta
Club, I don't know what the reference is to. Like, I don't know. The only secret societies I know of are Illuminati. I don't know. Is there the Hanukkah gang?
Well, but Pat, you could also make the argument that you need to know more things. I don't know. Like, it's okay that you don't know the reference. Like, that's the enjoyment of the movie, is like because like it goes into like what is fucking sick about the Tarantino movies that we realized is like the characters are already like really fleshed out, and they're not necessarily just sitting there explaining the characters directly to you. Through viewing the movie, you learn about like through the characters' actions, like in Pulp Fiction, when Travolta's character's taking a shit. Literally, I never knew that was because he's a heroin addict and he's always constipated. I just go like, oh, he goes to the bathroom so they can make the scene more interesting, and he pops out later. But that's like a thing. I've seen Pulp Fiction 1,000 times. It wasn't until 1,001 that I go like, oh, that little detail is because he's a heroin addict. You know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes the people make these worlds, and then after multiple viewings, they like reveal themselves more to you. Like, Have you ever been like listening to a song and like, on like the 100th listen, something just sticks out to you, and you're I think there's an element to that.
But that's a great point, because like in songs, it's usually songs that I love that I'll re-listen to a bunch of times or something like that, or even a popular song that I've heard a bunch of times. The thing about this movie is like I don't get the rewatchability in this. I've seen the story, and like I guess that's the thing, is like maybe I can watch it a bunch more times to try to decipher more clues about the Christmas Adventurers Club, but like
But if it didn't get you the first, you're not going to want to. And I'm not here to tell you.
Only point. It's like saying, like, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a great thing, and I liked a lot of the characters.
Yeah.
But like, I got it.
Well, no, just no, that's fair. But I also too. This is why I like talking to you. It's the same reason. It's the same reason why I found it so funny. You got mad at me when I was asking you about when we were living together, and I was asking you about the fucking Indian movie. What's it called? Killers of the Flower Moon. Well, you were mainly mad because you were like, "This is my stare into space 3-hour chunk," and I was interrupting that, which was rude. I apologize. But yeah, no, because you always intrigue me because you have like a good understanding of this stuff. But then we come out a lot of these with very opposite conclusions. So I'm always curious what you. I guess you know what it is too. It's making me realize like how a lot of people just approach it like wanting more. Like I remember it always sticks with me. One of your complaints with Killers of the Flower Moon was like I think it was something about how sad it ended. And I remember being like, first off, I'm down for a sad ass fucking ending. Like I don't need. And I remember that's why I always love going back to Rec Room for a Dream. I go, no one gets out of that alive. Like I'm down for that. And then on top of that, you're like, yeah, dude, it's about Indians. Like, how do you think it's going to end? But like, I get that at the same time though, where you're like,
it wasn't that it was sad. I just explained how much I loved the ending of The Mist, and that is incredibly depressing. Like what I'm saying is, with the end of the Killers of the Flower Moon, there was no resolution. The story had no resolution.
That's what it was.
And
no
it was
resolution.
No different from the act. I was familiar with the story already. I already knew the story. I'd watched a couple documentaries about it. So like when I'm watching the movie, I'm like, yeah. And I was just like, and at the end of it, I didn't like any of the characters. I wasn't on either side of anybody. I thought Leo's character was poorly thought out and kind of, but again, that was probably also just the character he was trying to portray as a guy who is just, when he's with his wife, he's just like, at no point did I ever feel like they were properly getting me convinced on which side was conflicting him. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like one of those things of like, I love my wife so much. Like he married her in particular just for the advantage of being able to take advantage of her. Then he happened to fall in love with her, I guess. But then at no point was he conflicted about poisoning her.
Yeah,
and
but
then it's one of those things where I'm like, it's just the story, and it's like one of those things of like, that was my own personal critique because I was familiar with the story, and I'm watching this movie, and I'm just like, yeah, and also I don't think the characters, they were, it's a movie obviously, but even that was just like, it was just literally, you didn't even build a love story into it. To be like, you didn't even fictionalize it. You like Titanic actually happened, but like, let's make up a couple people that fucked on a boat, and then like, yeah, like let's put a little bit of stuff. If you're gonna Hollywood it in the right spots to give me something compelling to watch, because otherwise it's just a fucking bummer story that I was already familiar with, and that was my critique with it. Was they didn't like Goodfellas didn't happen exactly that way, but pretty much like that. They knew when to zhuzh it up. With this,
so
there was no zhuzh.
That's so funny. And I'm sitting here going like, yeah, you don't need to zhuzh it up. That's like, because that's also the part of like,
it's a movie though. Like,
yeah,
I want to move.
But no, I guess, okay, let me be more specific. Like doing the like ham-fisted Hollywood zhuzhing up. Like I always remember like Doug Stanhope had this bit where he's talking about how they always like shoehorn love stories into like a bank heist movie, and he's like, I've never been watching a porn being like, man, I hope they rob a bank. It was like something like with the movie. So there is a degree. I get what you're saying, zhuzh it up. Like because I was saying that earlier, like, definitely add some like fantasticalness to it to like make it interesting and stuff like that. But dude, even not to like rehash the Killers of the Flower Moon conversation again, but even the thing with Leo, I remember towards the end of the movie when it hits you and you're like, is he just a retarded guy? Like something about that's like interesting to me. And it makes the character different and more interesting. Hamfist is Andy's superhero alter ego name. No, it's yeah, no, that's why I like having conversations with you about this stuff, because I think you and me, we like a lot of the same shit, but then also when it comes to like certain things, we want we want different things from movies, because like I said, yeah, one battle after another. I thought the story was very interesting. I thought the pacing of it was unreal.
I did like the pacing. The beginning part, like the times that they chose to like shoot forward were like, I mean, were good, you know what I mean? But it was just kind of like, oh, I'm pregnant all of a sudden, and then or she's like, I'm pregnant, and then they're together, and they're not really together, but they kind of are, and then she like does that weird thing where she just leaves. It's kind of like a weird like. It felt like a show for the first part of it, but then once they got into like the movie part of it, like the other storytelling of like current day, when they got to the like current day and like it was real time again, where like that was the part that I was like, yeah, the pacing of this was fucking incredible, and the characters were great. I liked the I don't like the fact that the entire time. Oh, fuck, what's the lady from Scary Movie? I really like her a lot. She was in,
black lady. I forget her name.
She
Regina
Regina Hall.
Yeah.
She was
oh yeah, I had Bean Girls on the mind. I accidentally said Regina George.
Don't just stop trying to make that happen, okay? That's Mean Girl thing.
Oh. Damn, you're too good at that. I was like, the fuck's his problem?
I'm a mean girl. No, I think,
I know, baby.
I think the fuck, what was the movie you just said?
You're talking about Regina Hall.
Oh, Regina Hall. Her character in this was looked like she was on the verge of crying the entire fucking movie. Like when they're in the middle of doing the terrorist stuff, she's just like, it's like I don't know if they were giving her direction of like, look like, you're conflicted about your choices or something like that the entire time, because she's just like her it was a little it was until like later on when she's like helping her and shit like that where it felt like that level of I don't know, frightenedness or whatever. I don't know, her fear in like when she's trying to get that girl away makes a lot of sense. But up until that, like, it just seems like I'm like, why are you part of this organization? That was just a little thing. It wasn't like it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was like more of those things of like, was she never ever wanted like, because at no point, like the other guy, when he's explaining, like, here's the homing device, here's this, and like, you have to listen to me. You have to listen to me. Like, the fact that like I did think that was funny. But then later on, when he didn't remember anything, I was like, damn, he should have listened. He should have actually fucking wrote some of the shit down, because like there was a lot of stuff where I'm like, I do like those details. And I did like the movie, but it wasn't like a thing. I think the thing was like there are so many fucking shit movies that come out. And unless it's like a specific genre, like a superhero, a sci-fi, or like Superman was the last movie that everybody was like, great. But that's like, it's just another superhero movie. So people that don't like superhero movies are just like, I'm even somebody that was tired of superhero movies. I thought Superman was great. I thought that was a great
amazing
movie. But it wasn't like
literally one of the best superhero movies in the past couple of years.
But that's the thing, is like that's the qualifier. This movie is great.
Oh, I don't think
like, it's just the fact that we haven't seen a movie this good in a long time. Probably since the last time he made a movie. Would you say Paul Thomas Anderson?
Paul Thomas Anderson?
Yeah.
I mean, well, okay. Yeah, no, that I disagree with. I don't think Superman. I mean, I would also just say it was one of the best movies of the year. I don't think it needs I wouldn't put a qualifier on that. Yeah, no, I mean, I think these stand alone as good ass movies.
Yeah. I think the parts that like,
it's kind of, sorry to cut you off. It's kind of funny you say that though, because it's like with all the shit that's out there, it's more. I would think these movies would stand out more. Maybe I guess you're trying to say is like, because everything's so shit, these seem better than they actually are. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Not that they seem better. Like, it's just the fact that we've been watching shit movies and shows and stuff like that. Like shows that we're not getting satisfied by. Where this one, like I said, this was just a very good movie. Like that's all. Like that's what I'm saying. Is like it's like we just haven't seen this in a long time because they're manipulating us with a lot of series. Like everything, the popular thing definitely kind of went to TV and series and stuff like that for a while, where like equal money to movies was getting put into TV series, but like all they were doing were making long ass fucking movies, and you're like, okay, well it's not as interesting to me personally, to where they moved away from that model. I like a nice hour and a half, maybe 2 hour movie, bada bing, boom, bam, and then entertaining, fun, whatever. I'm somebody that likes The Irishman. I like to watch that movie. I think the first half an hour, hour and a half is not great at all. Like, but it's a good whatever movie. It's literally just setting up the better half of the movie.
That's why I like asking you so many questions, because to this day I don't get you, bro.
Yeah.
It's not to, you know what it is? It's not to say good or bad, because it's like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not one of those people who go like, you watch things wrong. I'm always like it's what we always would talk about with like music stuff. It's like, I'm not saying I'm like with the music stuff, we'd always say like, nah, there's just like better shit out there. So I'm never like a guy who's like, no, you you enjoy wrong. I mean, maybe I'm like that from time to time. Actually, do that.
This was a nice movie, but it just, unfortunately, it got hyped up to like, I heard, I think Joe List was like, he was like coming about it, dude. He was like, this is, and like, and I think it was
like, yes, coming.
Where I was going to watch it and just be like, wow, this is, and it was a very good movie, but I think because it was oversold to me was kind of like where I'm like, I don't mean it to say, what's all the hype about? I get what the hype's about.
Yeah.
You're starved for good, considerate content, and we don't get that a lot anymore. So like, this was a really considerate, good story told, but it wasn't like one of those things where I'm like
yeah. Do you that you just did an impression of me. No, I did.
That's how do
you find? Yeah, it's basically like a fireworks display. It's, and then a bunch of Chinese drones come out. Do you find yourself not getting into whatever the current holy shit thing is?
Not necessarily like not on purpose, but it's one of those things where like, oh, did I tell you? I did see Weapons. I finally watched Weapons or whatever.
Oh, and yeah.
Like, and my review is like, I don't understand why somebody would like hate that movie.
Yeah,
I don't understand that at all. And
bro,
like,
the only
like, you
real
can either like it. I don't know. I guess you could love it.
I really appreciate. I did love it. I really appreciate you saying that, because it's not even like, again, I'm not one of those guys, like some of the people that like, if we ever bring the gulags back, I want everyone goes, you didn't see the blah, blah, blah. I want them there first. Like that dude needs to go there first. So like, I never get mad if people don't like something as much as I do. But it's like when you don't have good criticisms of it. And the only good criticism I've ever heard on Weapons is, what the fuck is the gun doing above the house in the dream? But then on top of that, and just one more thing. But like, the funny part is that to me is the only real good criticism on Weapons. And the director himself has even said, I got to be honest, I don't know what that was, but something bigger than me compelled me to put it there, so I did. And then I saw someone on the internet go like,
the fuck you talking about, bro?
What?
That's what I would say. I would just be like, what the fuck you talking about, buddy?
I don't know. I mean, he's an artist. He's an artist, though. Like,
I
that's
need to put an AK with the number 217.
You're not being fair. You're not being fair. That's an artist shit.
I'm going to defend it, though. I'm going to defend it.
Well, though, the last thing I was gonna say is like someone made a point too, where it's like, a movie about a bunch of kids in a school disappearing one day, and you're wondering why there's a gun in it.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
like,
It was
like
speaking of ham-fisted, suit up. I think that's what it was. It was them saying like, yeah, that's how many children an hour or a day or whatever. And it's like one full classroom a day is lost to gun violence. And you're like, okay, because there were also a couple other, I feel like there were other. So we're talking about messages in movies and shit like that. That was a thing where like I thought they effectively told an entertaining story where I liked the movie, right? And then there were messages that you can decipher from this, and this is a movie that you can rewatch and get more and more from. That was one where I was like, that is not a message, that is a fucking statement. You're just doing that. Like, so whatever, that's fine. And that's a choice. It's an artistic choice, and it didn't take me too much out of it. It did make me go like yeah, this is not an I don't know if it's a allegory or if it's whatever it is, but it's a thing.
probably more like symbolism.
A symbolism in the sense of like also so what there was also a very strong through line of the a storyline or something where they're saying where parents blame the teachers and don't take any personal responsibility. And that happens a lot. There was so many different other things that were in it, and feel like the star power where it was put, Josh Brolin, the I don't give a shit about fuck lady, like their roles in this.
I don't know shit about fuck.
Did I say that? I'm sorry. I don't know shit about fuck.
Sorry, I just say it so many times.
I don't know fuck about shit, or I don't know.
I don't know shit about fuck.
Okay, sorry, my bad. I don't want to misrepresent.
I just say it every morning when I wake up just to remind myself.
Like they were perfect. They changed. They grow as characters. Like that story is just another one of those things where you're like, I don't understand how you could hate it just because of the gun thing. Because I feel like all of the other stories or messages that they were trying to convey were done very subtly and did not affect the story. And I thought they did a really good job, like really actually kind of doing a real supernatural story that ended up being. Is it a spoiler to say what? Like because they say it halfway.
Yeah, she's like a witch.
Yeah, and it's like this thing where you're like, yeah, it's a fucking witch story. Why do you hate this?
Yeah,
like, it's like a thing of like, I can understand if you're like, oh, I hate that I got tricked into watching a supernatural horror movie or something like that. But it's also like, I don't know, man. Like they did it really well. I thought it was done. It was a good movie. Again, didn't like blow my dick off, but it was like one of those things where I was like, this is a good movie. I thought that was a fun story. I enjoyed it. I don't necessarily need to watch it a bunch of times because now I know all the things, but it's also like, but by the way, kind of the same thing as fucking Stranger Things. And you did it in fucking 2 hours or so. Or less.
Yeah. I was probably like
a bunch of kids into a fucking house. You did all that fucking thing. You did magic. You did blood. You did guts. You did aliens. You did eyes exploding. Bro, violent as fuck. It was a good movie, dude.
And also, too, if you watch Weapons from like a stylistic standpoint, it's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like just the way they go about it, like how it looks, that like the grittiness of it. It's so fucking cool. But I remember we were talking about this on stream a while ago with the whole like critique of Weapons, is because, and it's the problem with, I was kind of saying it before, like you were saying, because it's happened to me too when everyone goes, this is the fucking shit. Like it's happened to me with it's like affected. Hey. Like father, like son. It's happened to me with like listening to Kendrick Lamar. I like Kendrick Lamar, but like everyone who talks about it is like, oh, he's God's gift to hip hop. And I go, like that, I can't help but not think about that.
He's very good.
He's
he's very good.
He's very, very good. He's very talented. I don't know why you need to add all this extra. Right. But no, it's a real that's why I don't know, man. I think it's like I try to like not pay attention to a lot of shit because I think that's like a big factor in how people view shit. What was the point I was going? Oh, that was like, and I think that's where a lot of the hate for Weapons comes from. Because I've rewatched it like 2 times since, and I just go like, what are you mad at? Like, what about this are you mad at? And again, it takes me back to like the only critique is the gun, and it's like, okay, I'll give you 1,000% on the gun critique. It was stupid. It shouldn't have been in there. It was dumb. I'll give you that and go, Yeah, but that's what 5 seconds of a movie. So you're gonna completely give a movie an F because 5 seconds didn't make sense.
And there's one part. I love zombie movies. I've grown up watching zombie movies, and I was super excited because Dawn of the Dead was the first zombie movie I ever saw, and that's what got me into zombie movies. I turned it on randomly in the middle at like 12 o'clock
Remake
at night.
or OG?
The OG, the
Yeah.
mall, and out of nowhere, I just turned it on. And I was like, "What is this?" And like, it was the part where the bikers were coming into the mall. I started at that part where they came in and started beating up a bunch of zombies. I was like, "This is fucking nuts. What is this?"
Yeah.
shit? And I loved it. Fell in love with George A. Romero. Love the guy. we got married. We moved to Vermont.
Yeah.
He's dead. So so now
I killed. He died.
Hey, don't worry. He'll be back.
He died, and I was tied to a bed. This is a Stephen King movie.
And I was a writer in the New England.
I was a writer in New England,
driving a Volkswagen.
Oh, the road is
That's
icy.
what I drive.
Also, my alcoholism is a scary monster.
So yeah,
My alcoholism are vampires.
Damn it! I forgot what I was fucking saying.
Still working on Salem's Lot. We're
what was I
talking about George.
Oh yeah, the zombie.
R.R. Martin.
So so when
George A. Romeo.
George A. Romero.
Does he drag me to hell?
Lil Romero.
George A. Ramone.
No, he was Land of the Dead. He was a couple other of the Deads like that were like kind of straight to video shit. I think.
Yeah.
Land of the Dead had John Leguizamo and Dennis Hopper in it. It was a very good movie. Not a very good movie. Sorry, I like that movie a lot. It's not a very.
Oh yeah.
That's the distinction I need to make. It's not a very good
that's
movie.
a
I would
fair
not die on that
distinction.
hill. I just like it.
No, it's a very fair distinction.
And so George A. Romero, they remaking Dawn of the Dead later on. I'm of my movie going on my own age, you know what I mean? Making my own money. This is coming out. I cannot wait for this fucking movie to come out. I love it, by the way. I still do. And I will defend it, except for there's one scene that I go, I will 1,000% ask the director if I think it's Zack Snyder. Dude, it's crazy. The writer, I think, is the guy who did Guardians, and I think the director is the guy who does Superman or something like that.
Wait,
right?
Zack Snyder was Guardians?
I'm pretty sure. No, I think it was no. I'm saying the guy who did. Who's the guy who did Superman? That guy.
Yeah. Fuck. What's his name? God damn it.
Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon.
No, you're getting close. No, he was
No, but Joss Whedon, I think, is the director of Dawn of the Dead, and the writer is this guy.
but not the new Superman though.
No, I thought it was.
No.
Yes. The guy who did Guardians of the Galaxy did the latest Superman.
James Gunn.
James Gunn. Yes. He wrote it.
Yes.
He wrote Dawn of the Dead, and fucking Joss Whedon directed it. And I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy. But great movie. If I ever meet the director, I'm absolutely going to go, hey, what were you thinking about in this scene? It's they went to rescue Andy over at the gun store only to find out that he is dead. Spoiler alert. Now they have to try to get back to the mall, and they're doing it underground. They had to go underground, go under, and go up this way, and then come back down under the gun store and come back up the mall, right? But on the way back, they got spotted by the zombies, and the zombies are going to follow them through the underground. They're coming up to the mall, right? Still, in the zombie world that they created, still totally tracking. Everything's tracking, right? They're chasing him up the stairwell. Whoa, whoa, whoa. They're going all the way up, and they finally get to the door. The guy who ended up being the dad in Modern Family, I think, is like, holding the door. Which is awesome.
It's so him in that movie's so funny because you're all used to him in Modern Family now, and he's just the biggest piece of shit.
What a fucking asshole. So like he's getting ready to close the door. Actually, he does close the door because they're taking too long, and he's scared that they're gonna bring zombies in because they're on the walk.
Yeah.
And he opens the door. They come in through the door, and he looks down at the zombies who have now stopped at the bottom of that last flight of stairs after chasing them full speed the whole time to go for a really dramatic pause before one leaps out from the top. And I go, the fuck were you doing just then? It's just as scary if they don't stop running at you full speed. That's
Yeah.
just as terrifying. You
Yeah.
don't have to build suspense. They've been chasing them the whole fucking time. There's no suspense left. So, like, what are you doing when, and zombies who aren't thinking maniacally, like, we've got you now, my pretty.
Yeah.
They go, flesh. There's something that's not dead. We're gonna eat. Let's get them right now. Like they don't think. They don't fucking think. They're mindless creatures. What the fuck were you doing? Because other than that, that's a perfect fucking. That and the zombie baby is kind of stupid. But even then, I'm like, hey, it's your world, brother.
Sorry,
Do
Pet.
whatever you want.
Zombie.
Zombie bay.
Zombie.
Zombie bay.
Zombie. Hey,
Well, yeah.
baby. Zombie.
It's just the thing that I can't let that scene go, but I love that movie. I still own it. I love it. I'll
Yeah.
watch it if it's on. Oh, actually, you know what? Now that I'm talking about it, I may rewatch it. But the Zombie Bay is weird, but it's your world. I'm not. I'm just living in your fucking zombie world.
You
But
know what
in the zombie world you created, they don't stop to go, "We've got you, baby boy." They're like, like going after you, bro.
You know what I'm realizing? I'm realizing what sticks in your craw does not stick in my craw. That's really what it is.
It took you a long time.
What?
We got different craws, baby.
Yeah. All right, you don't have to be. It took you a long time. I'm also trying to be entertaining on a podcast.
I didn't mean to.
No, because it is. But I get. You know, I haven't seen that movie in a while. I get what you're saying. But no, that is what I'm realizing with certain things where I go. I don't know. I don't. No, that is funny though. The zombies wouldn't like look up and be like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
they stop at the base of
pose for the
stairs.
shot."
They're like, it's like a good like 2-3 second beat where they're like, "Gotcha, baby, you're dead now, bud."
Yeah, that's funny. One last thing, real quick. I know we've been going for a really long time, but I just wanted to get it on wax. Like I said, I watched. Real quick, Face Off. Probably the funniest movie. Not trying to be funny. It was so. I watched it and I genuinely like. I realized I never seen Face Off before. I kept turning to Steph and going, "Are you fucking serious?" Like it's the most unintentionally funny movie I've ever seen. So I wanted to get that on wax.
Love it.
And then
that was a movie that I don't think is a good movie, but I do like it.
Oh, it's a terrible movie, but it's so fucking entertaining.
I think Broken Arrow is another version of that. There's a movie called Broken Arrow starring John Travolta, again, where he's the villain. I like the ones where John Travolta's a villain, apparently.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those fun things, but it's Christian Slater, I think, and John Travolta, and it's a military stealth bomb being stolen, blah, 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 but it's all this, like, crazy overacting. It's so much fun.
Well, we were also making jokes too with John Travolta because he has like the fucking gay allegations and like the thing with the hand over the face, and you're like, yeah, that's what a guy who's repulsed by women would think is a touching thing to do.
By the way, how many times do you think those two fragile little fucking artists got insulted by the way each other were acting? You know what I mean? Like if Nick Cage and John Travolta were like fighting that day, and you're just like, and you're like, I don't sound like that. This is what I think it looks like to be scary because I'm a scary villain. And you're just like, I don't do that.
Yeah,
I don't do that.
Well, I think also,
Jim, can we cut?
I think also the funniest part of Face Off is when they're like, so here's what we're gonna do, and then they lay it out, and you're like, that's actually a really bad plan. This is, and then also so truth be told, I had a very large cheesesteak from Jersey Mike's, so I was going in and out of food coma
too. Yeah,
what?
I've been hitting those hard too. Jersey
Yeah,
Mike's. Let me turn you on to something nice there.
That fucking dude, have you been seeing that fucking Italian guy that's going viral being like, this is fucking slop? I go, yeah, you went to Jersey Mike's, you stupid fuck.
Yeah, idiot. It's a
Yeah.
chain, dumbass.
Yeah, it's the same guy that goes like, "Hey, what do you like, Domino's or Pizza Hut?" Nothing better than a New York slice. Yeah, obviously, you stupid piece of shit.
Domino's
Obviously,
or
that's
Pizza
better.
Hut. Between those two, I know what's better pizza, stupid. It's like, oh, do you like Olive Garden or do you like Romano's? Like, I'd rather go to Italy. Oh, really? No,
Right?
fucking shit, idiot.
Kill yourself, you fuck.
That's not the question I asked you, moron. Now help me with my pizza survey, stupid.
I don't know what. When you go, I'd rather go to Italy. Obviously, you piece of shit.
Dumbass. It's like somebody asking somebody a would you rather and be like, well, I don't want to do either one of those. And I go, yeah, it's not called or neither. It's would you rather, not would you rather or never mind. We don't have to play. Do you want to play would you rather? Yes.
No.
Okay.
No,
now you're locked in. You're playing. It's one of these, idiot.
No, Pat, the game is called Would You Rather, unless you don't want to. That's the game we're playing right now.
Yeah. Would you rather just forget about it, just or never mind.
Unless you're busy or whatever.
Yeah. Would you rather unless you're busy? Oh, I'm busy. Brother, that's what we should do. That's like rock, paper, scissors, nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
Like people every once in a while they go gun, bam. And you're like, no, that's not.
Yeah.
That's not one of them.
And then also too, you're playing rock, paper, scissors, and someone's like, the rock would break through the paper. I go, it's a game with rules.
Gets covered by paper.
Okay. There's an internalized logic to the
game.
Cover
the rock with the note so that the family knows to leave the neighborhood. Wait, sorry, that was Slav.
You cover it and light it on fire and throw it through the window. That's how you win the game.
That's how the note is.
But
yeah, sorry, Face Off. What were you saying about Face Off?
Yeah, no, it was just like I had a big sub from Jersey Mike's, so I kept like falling in and out of sleep while watching the movie.
Yeah.
And then I rallied, and that's how I watched. I finished. It was so funny. I was like, I'm gonna go to bed, and then I ended up watching all of One Battle After Another, and then like half of There Will Be Blood. Which
damn, that's like a 2 hour. Half of There Will Be Blood is like 2 hours, right? Isn't it like 3 hours or 4 hours?
Maybe I only watched like the first hour or something.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to. That wasn't me.
No.
To be autistic. I was just like, God damn, that's like you watched a whole full movie and then basically another whole full movie in half of.
No, that's why I wanted to, dude. That's why all I wanted to do was talk about movies today because I was like, it's the only thing I've been doing.
I was gonna say, did you go to sleep? What the fuck? You must be still awake if you watch 2 of his movies back to back like that.
You just turn the camera around, weapons is on right behind my screen. I'm still watching movies.
It's good to me, damn it.
No, but I was watching There Will Be Blood, and I go, I mean, did Paul Dano fuck Quentin Tarantino's mom? He's amazing in the movie. Like, I get it. We were making the jokes that he's got a giant baby balloon head, and every movie he's Paul Dano. But like, I'm watching it, and he's doing this like. There's this like he's doing a preacher scene and like a whole and I go, he's amazing at it. Like he's fucking brilliant. Tarantino is such a cunty hater.
Yeah. I just there must have been something. There must be something personal.
Had to fuck his wife or something, dude.
I don't understand like that unless he's just saying that's his only good thing. Like unless that would be his argument to say like maybe because I would disagree, but like I think he's done lots of really good things. But I will say his acting in that, and I'm not minimizing it, but I could see a perspective as somebody who loves to shit on points, somebody that would love. I agree with you is what I want to say to start out this, but I could see somebody seeing Paul Dano's acting style in that movie essentially just being super dramatic dude. You know what I mean? Like he's very over dramatic, flamboyant guy, and like. When you see somebody that looks as reserved and like babyish as him, when they speak with such conviction, you go like, I just acted well, and it's like, yes, you did, but it's also like it's just kind of speaking at a higher volume and opening your eyes real wide.
And that's what I'm realizing about myself, dude. Is like I just want to have a good fucking time, and I just want to have a good time and be entertained. And Paul Dano entertain. I will find Quentin Tarantino and I will do what needs to happen because I'm upset.
The same thing with me and the director of Dawn of the Dead, where I just go like, "What happened?
Yeah, they're both. We're just.
Why didn't you cut that part?
We're both just gonna keep him in a basement. How dare you say that about Paul Dano?
No, but like, how did it get like? Where does that make sense to you? Because you did such a good job up into that, and like, I was on board with the baby. I was on board with the baby, bro. I was baby on board, baby. You know what I'm saying?
That actually reminds me of a funny idea I had an idea for a movie.
Cornering directors.
No, dude, I had an idea. Actually, this might be the South Park episode they did already. No, I had an idea for a movie of like someone who gets because I was thinking about it with that movie Man on a Wire, Dead Man Wire or whatever it's called with the Skarsgård. Because I was telling Steph, I was like, I get goosed up for a reasonable man needs to do unreasonable, is forced to do unreasonable. I love that shit. And so I was watching that. I was like, that, you know what? It'd be a fun movie. Because I was also thinking about it watching that the movie with what's her face where she gets her head shaved. I just talked about it. Fuck.
Stranger Things.
No, Jesse Pinkman or whatever his name is in it.
Bulgogi.
Yeah, Bulgogi. I was trying not to say that because I see Nate's face being like, "You've never been funny a day in your life." After I said that, but no, that movie too, where I was like, "Oh yeah, it'd be a funny movie where this dude gets like politically radicalized and like kidnaps a senator or something like that, and then in the process of like being like, no, you fucked up, or and you realize he's the asshole the same way, but I don't know. I thought but it'd be fun to do that with directors, and it's just you and who'd you say, James Gunn and Joss Whedon in your basement, and you're like, why did you do that?
What the fuck happened? Like, you guys can I'll explain exactly, and I'm gonna play the scene for you, and then I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna ask you what happened. You can walk me through what happened with this. What happened this time? What happened with this?
You know, I fucking, and last but not least, I was having such a good night. I wanted to keep the fun going, and I, guys, if it's ever 1:30 in the morning, you've had a couple IPAs and Miller Lights, and you think to yourself, I should get a 7-Eleven pizza. Do not do that. Yeah. Don't do that.
Yeah, that's bad. Did you DoorDash it?
No, Uber Eats. It was.
God, brother, what are you doing? You paid so much for that shit.
Honestly, I got the 7-Eleven pizza, I got a Snickers bar, and I got a brownie.
Wait, and then a Snickers bar or a frozen Snickers bar?
So I thought I got frozen Snickers bar. I was a little drunk. I think I hit a normal Snickers bar. I was very upset.
There's worse things you can get instead of a frozen Snickers bar to get a Snickers bar. But like, that's still, if you're expecting a frozen Snickers bar.
It was a bummer.
The only time a regular Snickers bar is disappointing.
I was happy. I was happy to have it, but it was, wanting a frozen Snickers bar. But, it was also making Steph such an enabler too. I told her I did that and she was like, whatever. We all have some fun nights. And I go, no, you should be yelling at me right now.
I spent $87.
No, dude, fucking Uber Eats hit me with some like 6 months free of like fucking Uber Club, whatever it's called, that you get so you can get like cheaper delivery.
Yeah.
So I ended up only getting all that for like $20. After tip. That was 20 after tip.
That's not bad. Yeah.
That's
not bad. But
I wouldn't have
not good.
But that's I will say in my defense, it was a huge factor in getting the pizza. It's like other options were getting closer to $30, $40. And I go, I could get this trash for only $20.
Yeah. Yeah. At least drive there drunk. Like, if you're going to eat like that, like you're already putting your life at risk. Like, just go all the way, brother. You know what I mean? Like, or get a scooter. You need a golf cart or a scooter. I feel like you could be in one of those neighborhoods.
I was just talking to someone about that. I want to get a Vespa?
Yeah. Like a little, like a scooter? Yeah.
Little scoot. Yeah. I want to get a little scoot pretty bad.
A city scoot. You want a sit down scoot, not a stand up scoot.
Yeah, I want a scoot with the big wall in front, a little sit down.
A little basket for your sandwich for a hoagie.
Yeah. A little 7-Eleven pizza basket. Get a pizza oven on the back.
Stop going there. They at least eat the hot dogs there, for crying out loud. At least hot dogs, taquitos. You get unlimited toppings.
It's so funny. You're like, come on, man, get yourself together. Get a taco.
I'm saying, yeah,
get a hot dog.
Yeah, don't sit there and eat pizza. They're not making you. You know you can get good bad pizza somewhere else. But just if you're gonna eat at 7-Eleven, stick to the frozen stuff that you can cook at home.
Yeah.
Convenience items or hot dogs. Lots of hot dogs. Get 17 hot dogs.
Yeah, I think that was the mistake. I got the pizza and not 17 hot dogs.
Yeah, see? But
Hey,
we live and learn.
Did I eat so much last night? No, because right before that, I also had Whataburger. God damn it. We had leftover Whataburger. All right, this is going too long. Let's wrap it up. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us. Yes. We'll see you next week. We love you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.